book of three, open revealing past, present, future. The rational mind of beings mixed with dreams, approaching on air elements, bringing the message that it's all metaphor, crushing religious sacraments.
Accompanied by winning water, add heat to issue our tactical typhoon. Wanting in to get in tune before the beast attacks you to consume. Babylon's burning.
Well, these words to you of minor significance when connected with the elements I roll with. Fire, wind, and steel break down exactly what's real. Infidels that didn't feel them are chasing at their heels of false science and numbers with no meaning. I'm busting, thrusting, diving through what they're applying. Singeing vocal tones when you're lying. I'm judgment like my aunt Asar, Tehuti, and Anubis. But if you knowledge, then you would have already knew this. I'm judgment like my aunt Asar, Tehuti, and Anubis. But if you knowledge, then you would have already knew this.
Remember in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, the soul of the deceased is weighed against the feather of Maya.
Yeah,
word up, princes, princes. Science of life, trying to disrespect the sacred. These rhymes are like ancient rituals. What you got to say?
I'ma project this from the best perspective I got.
Becoming a light being, despite seeing through right reason. Young lords, military enforcement. Avoid the reptoid nature beneath equator. We see through phases. Energy incapacitates my body. Silently I flow in cosmic harmony. I breathe the breath of life that stimulates the masses for one common cause. Pause before this greater
the return of the ancient in days, incarnation with the sun rays and star absolute. Travel the time capsule. I need to stop up with illusion, rhyme retribution.
I stay focused with a precise vigilance. It seems like every day I build skill with the lyrical, and so I can make my circumambulation around this labyrinth. Interpret a snake, servo crops of a hover, sacred seal, uncover all. Don't you know rhymes are like ancient rituals? If they get up in the wrong hands, it's critical. Dedicated to hip-hop, here's to you. Worshipping rhymes like ancient rituals.
Right now, as I've said, the hearts of mankind are being weighed. And Ammit has been released. And it's the battle that all of us are in, no matter what anyone else thinks otherwise. Many have fell to the wayside, and many will continue if you don't heed this, and if you don't share this with others, and if they don't heed this, and if you don't let them know otherwise as well. Knowing how to organize chaos. Again, this is how to wield magic, let alone high magic, in alignment, and not be among those who are unleashing this weak-ass bullshit into the realm.
Ooh. Forgot about that. So, what do we got? Another live stream I'm going to showcase, and after this pretty much like 2-hour mix. Yo, what's up? Sarah Laugh. It's cracking, yeah. Lurk around, man. Yeah, this is one of my favorite mixes I've ever created, to be honest. And it took so much concentrated focus and study research into these things, just outside of the main man, Sethikus Boza, that I sound sampled like a couple dozen times throughout a handful of different videos. Yo, bonjour. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a, mon ami, dans la place? Yeah, I ain't fucking riding the coattails or meat riding a fucking soul. You gotta understand, like, I've learned a lot from almost countless people at this time. And I honor their knowledge and energy and efforts to present, share, and communicate their information and what they've learned, what they've experienced, especially what they've remembered in this life and past lives, and what they've, you know, yeah. So anyways, this will challenge a lot of people's thoughts and opinions and prior research into the occult and aspects of how mankind evolved and all this stuff since the times of Atlantis. And I'll tell you right now that I ain't gonna be the one bitching about Zacharias Sitchin, but that man was on some satanic shit, snitching on some shit that ain't true at all. And I've looked into these things and seen him for a decent amount of what he's worth, despite how many fucking books that him or anyone else has pumped out in regards to the Anunnaki, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, or whatever the fuck. All that shit doesn't even fucking matter, because these things have been paltered beyond belief. And if you don't know what that means, I mean, it just means like, the information about these things that has been distorted hardcore. All right. So yeah, Rick, what's cracking, man? I should take information. Yeah. Yeah, I'm down with that for sure, man. And yeah, I I chimed into a funny, it's not all that funny, but live stream this weekend. I'm in the process of editing a video to have that out for whatever, like I'll pop on other channels and outlets that are outside of echo chambers just to, spread that natty law and things that people need to be more aware of. And even if I don't get to those talking points, it's still worth my while, I feel. But anyways, like, let's get more into the seriousness of, this mix is off the fucking hook, off the chain. I'm done trying to explain these things. So shit, I didn't get that loaded. So post any questions, anything, honestly. So this mix is going to be going on for about 100 minutes. 100 minutes, yeah, that's funny. What is that? An hour and 30? 40? Yeah, that sounds about right. But anyways, I totally fucked up my intro to this, but no worries. Enjoy. But honestly, it's not about enjoying fuck all, because I'm not about the infotainment. I'm more about that edutainment, to educate in those terms, etymologically speaking, means to lead one out of darkness. I'm not a leader of this. I'm still a student of these. I'm still learning a fuck ton about them. Yet, I've been keyed in for some years now, and I can speak off the top of the dome. I don't have any notes or pointers out on me. I'll be taking notes as we go along in this mix, and then we're going to play an hour-long segment that I sampled from a 7-hour dissertation from a good bulk of what this mix is sound sampling from, so, and based off of, and inspired from. So please stay tuned. This is going to be going on for like 3 fucking hours. All right. Spoiler alert. Oh shit. But let's get into it.
Everything in practice here all goes back to the first cosmic law. It is all about your state of mind. And the first step will forever be the thought, which is Thoth. When the Thothians betrayed the wisdom councils, this is when mankind fell. I'm taking it back hundreds and hundreds of thousands of fucking years here. I'm not going to get into the details of what manifested in context to that, but you need to realize what the word Thoth actually means. Thoth means thought. And when thought betrays wisdom, that is when you become a slave.
On the pedal steps, an infinite staircase, mystic pharaoh face in a mirror-induced maze, twisting time and space within the brain, extractions of the subconscious, abstractions of the dream walk, awaking life surrounded by possessed parasites, psychic vampires and psychonauts trying to hack my mind in a paradox, illusion, delusion within time, which is just the space between atoms, riding the wheel of Ezekiel through wormholes and checkerboard patterns, dodecahedron, macabre star, tetrahedron, invisible saucer, counter-rotating fields, wheels within wheels, in a dimensional vehicle, the flower of life. Six-fold symmetry, hexagon, Metatron, cube of all platonic solids. Kriya Pranayama, activation, shooting the balance. Ida Bingala, the dream world collapses to trace the genesis of consciousness. The infinite authored this from the deepest crevices of the abyss, superseding the formulate compounds of great depth. Souls trapped in limbo for aeons as the totem spins for infinity. It's time to wake up. This is inception. Your dream's going to collapse as the subconscious looks for the dreamer who naps. I am that I am, the infinite seer within the synapse gap.
The dark priesthoods that were established in the aftermath worked by the Thothian sect to unplug the Alfarian human DNA template and scramble the Fire Letter Codex to the distorted encryption of geometric codes, which has everything to do with what most people think is the flower of life, Metatron's cube, and a lot of other things in context to the planetary morphogenic fields and geometric structures, which were all designed to actually block our higher sensory perceptions.
In dream state, your thoughts are vulnerable to theft, opposal of proposals, missing the mistress and control of the pain in your mind, orchestrating dreamscapes, failure unacceptable, taking a leap of faith, challenge the depths of the mental without losing grasp of reality, creating the world of your subconscious, bending perception, architectural projection, spinning the totem, testing consciousness, disguise boundaries, infinite staircases, sedated in haven, sleeping to awaken, medicated mannerisms, self-generating inception, unable to expose details due to false incrimination, sequential levels, synchronized, inseparable with the past, unable to let go of memories, losing your family due to fantasy, dramatic reflections convey your insanity, climb aboard a private flight attempting to defy advanced extraction, caught in limbo, continue with a mission downward and move forward, possessed by ideas, false stories of fear and safety, unexplainable nature of madness, built by your guilt in the battle zone, secure and protected sources with secret combinations, reassure the relevant disappointment, designing the walls closing in, musical mathematics, son of whatever tragic end, missing the kick, defying gravity, stopping time, growth to define and destroy you, sequential sacrifices to arrive to your destination.
Thoth is an Anu Draconian, avian reptilian. And before the Dark Luciferian rebellion took place in full force, the true motivation of Thoth's allegiance to further the Annunaki domination agendas of Enki and Enlil were revealed, which were to completely annihilate the original genetic template of all 12 human races, for achievement of taking over the solar system.
Were the guardians of trust, but then the truth was never told. Only fatally twisted and distorted as we know. The church and state to be seizing power, lusting greed, manipulated mind speed is just an excuse to disagree. Falsified facts, furnished for fornication, contaminating for fun. It paints the purest illustration of how the sickness runs rapid, invading everything you see, from your local senator to your television screen. Cable operators are just promoting entertainers to pollute your mind and soul with these would-be innovators. Far from real creators, tricks of medium and they're perfectly disguised. Where is the devil's ring just went deep within the signs, altering the features of your body as it climbs. The colors of the apple soak within your skin like turpentine. A matchless problem unless you banish it from your sight. In the deadest of night is where you muster all your might to fight this forest battle, tempted by a snake that rattles out of control and off the handle. Don't let your head become placed upon a mantle, becoming property for a prize as lustful as that temptress that finally became chastised, running around confused. You can tell from the look within her eyes. Now what's this all about when all they do is scream and shout? Frustrating occupations are seeming to be the only route. Thoughtless in their actions and they just keep on impacting the heart of our existence like the eggshell that's been cracked in. The yolk is spilling out, scrambling on the burner in the house, and bars control the windows, heading out the devil's mouth. Awake or fall asleep or become a victim of deceit. Haters lurking around the corner and the water's mighty deep. Steep is the mountain climb and the ledge is so defined. Abrupt is the surprise, a master face in the disguise. Hiding behind the curtain, why the future seems so uncertain? Probably because we're hurting from the condition that's so disturbing. These obstacles of life that are complex like our sight. Take part in the game of chess if you're up to shining bright. Resurrect your soul if your salvation's worth your life.
From shelters and group homes filled with societies, lost causes and failures in this land. Uncle Skin wrecks your mule, runs you off your 40 acres. I stand in front of City Hall, have to shoot out with 40 mayors. As Slim Georgie Bush owes his 40 at his taxpayers. The top of the shit that makes your inner demons say the prayers. Hidden in alleyways, stretching the blood of dead hustlers and phony players. You kneel and bow to the testimony of these dead quakers. Yes, you kneel and bow to the testimony of these dead quakers. But completely be cleansed.
We are a private counseling center, and people coming here are here for a purpose, for issues that they need to work through.
Everybody's searching for the book of mystic knowledge. More than likely it won't be found in college. It's nothing but high school with an ashtray. As the cancer stick chills on your lips, smoke the day away, pondering the possibilities. Thoughts are the only roadblock on your trip to tranquility. I'm not sure if you're feeling me, but hunger inside is killing me. Mother, I don't need no therapy. Mother, I don't need no therapy. The voices in my head, yeah, they're scaring me, preparing me for this world of demons that stare at me. Mother, I don't need no therapy. This modern day society was built to bury me, and now I see confusion at its point of clarity. Mother, I don't need no therapy. Therapy's my art chart, my ideas and feelings on various pages. I won't park and stay stagnant inside of this flesh cage. It's only hurting yourself to stay cluttered up on the shelf, so I fight to break free. They continue to try and break me, confiding in the need for safety, escaping reality with my favorite drug. Not the shrooms, they make me paranoid. Music's my void, feelings spill your guts make me fiend. Days is all I take me with that ongoing routine. She loves me, she loves me. Not that it matters, constant chatter makes my mind scattered. Regroup, regain control, take hold and never let go. Nourishing my soul. Not that it matters, constant chatter makes my mind feel scattered. Regroup, regain control, take hold and never let go. Nourishing my soul.
Dirt work, midnight sidewalks burn, lurking deep within the madness of this archaic sin. As the demonic forces act as if they're concerned, arch rivals destroy themselves from within. Who's there gonna fly, stain the mosaic when I'm on a bench? I found refuge in the fact that I can never convert from shattering your limbs. What the fuck is the use of friends? I refuse this uselessness, which condemns us to the fact that we can never completely be cleansed. I refuse this uselessness, which condemns us to the fact that we can never completely be cleansed. Searching off my adversity, my adversaries plotting cursed schemes, but I'll never let them get the best or worst of me. I believe in savagery's upliftment, diversity, diversities. Can it be we missed it? Born to eradicate these scavenger fiends, backed by the devil's commitment, but my contempt still remains committed. Unworthy challenger scheme, ripping the heart out the cadaver of their king, but that's not permitted by this universal lawlessness that remains unseen. Once the pendulum swings, once the pendulum swings, this universal lawlessness that remains unseen.
Mother, I don't need no therapy. The misguided lead the walking blind, cause they're not prepared to see. Mother, I don't need no therapy. The misguided lead the walking blind, cause they're not prepared to see.
Mother, I don't need no therapy. This modern day society was built to bury me, and now I see confusion at its point of clarity. Mother, I don't need no therapy. The voices in my head, yeah, they're scaring me, preparing me for this world that is staring me. Mother, I don't need no therapy. This modern day society was built to bury me, and now I see confusion at its point of clarity. Mother, I don't need no therapy. Mother, I don't need no therapy. Mother, I don't need no therapy.
Problems that you may be having.
with the crackle, twist the backle with the rapper, with the jazz with the rattle. As I travel inside the astral, looking through the glass hole. Some of my energy is triangular, full perspective of the pyramid's retaliation swarm. Cipher, scribble, middle design is finding biblical, crushing them continual. In every term, in every interval, pay attention to the general, generating fate, invisible destinies and digital realities of the visual, mental, spiritual, physical, lyrical mind aligned with the highest imperial galactic sense of meditation in the spiritual. Investigations, layers, and locations where conveyor belts hold their weight and erasing the placement in the stasis of relation to the engagement. I create what I am faced with, but debate that makes a makeshift, not captivated by the ancient ways of present days, ways and bases. The surprises in the matrix, the process has been processed. Hold your important articles, or slowly and be cautious. I'm nauseous from the contents in my conscience that has been tampered. Being tense is intensified in a repetitious pattern. My intentions have gone downhill, lost my morals and my standards, going down a spiral staircase, slowly losing my soul stature. Robotic sonic smasher, the life factor, my temper's on the bastard, spilling all you bastards. Robotic sonic smasher, but my temporal factor. I'm on the brink of change, not in the form of metal. I'm beyond the threshold of what you grab and what you let go. West Coast resides inside my mental. Sequential forms of life sometimes can seem consequential. I'm charged by the anger that locks on my chamber. A steady doubt enough of the paranoia of future danger. Doomed by the fact that I can't contact my inner vision. My compass leaves me nowhere confused, provides hope of rendition. Is money really the answer to free those barely living? Is your mental really a state of whether you're free or locked in prison? Is the seat a belly full but I'm still hungry? Whatever I have to my name they want to take from me. I got probable cause, the facts of my loss collapse with exhaust. But now I'm taxing the boss and jacking the cost. The fact is I floss, attack with the god until my casket's been dropped. I'll be maxing at the top.
The only relation that I've come to the conclusion with was for the purpose of mind control and dark sorcery in context to the RH3 construct. It's all about your state of mind, and the dark ones know that it's all about your state of mind.
As invisible opponents hold you back, your vision lacks, the room turns black. You cannot handle trapped in my doorless castle fortress. Mental mazes play games of torture, uncontrolled by natural forces. Apprentice appeal removed, trying to prove you can manifest attitude, but attitude never changes, just rearranges in form. The vast mystery behind closed doors, nameless, ageless, and faceless, timelessly infested with progress, not reported in local trades. Vocal trades mark the spot. For decades and centuries the door stayed locked. With the key lost in the word God, I sing my song until my sweet intelligence developed. I turn the handle, burn candles and incense to handle intense channel brainwaves, so my brain stays on its toes and everything goes according to plan.
According to plan.
Styles go.
Hermetically sealed.
Styles come, styles go.
According to plan.
That's it.
Be careful of the dark seeds you plant in the garden of your mind.
And after years of stagnating, and you have allowed all of the excuses to rule you, how is it that an individual becomes self-actualized? Now, see, to that, here's some things to consider. To the fact that you need to wake the fuck up. Everything in practice here all goes back to the first cosmic law. It is all about your state of mind. If you sow a thought, you are going to reap an action. If you sow an action, you are going to reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you are going to reap a character. If you sow a character, you are going to reap a destiny. The sowing of the thought or the selection of a goal will only be a positive consequence if we reap the actions and cultivate better habits, which ultimately move us forward in the pursuit of our aims. In the process, you will discover for yourself that you are not as helpless as you once thought. Do not allow thought to betray proper knowledge and wisdom. That's the real secret in context to the Thothians. The problem for too many with this, though, is that individuals struggle reaping the right actions through the well force. The enemy has all its false light systems set up with all this in counterfeit. This is also how they've been able to cut the mind off from being in alignment with the frequency of the awakened heart, which is your true intelligence. When you're born, what is the first organ that physically grows? Your heart. So So all that you are, all the potential, all of this soul code memory, most of its intelligence resides within the mind that is in the center of your chest.
Know who to trust, plus just what to do. Thinking you run the streets when the streets run you. The prison of your mind got chains on your brain. Thinking you're running game when game got you running. Know who to trust, plus what to do. Thinking you run the streets when the streets run you. Prison of your mind got chains on your brain. Thinking you're running game when game got you running.
But the mind in your head must be in alignment for there to be correspondence. That's the difference. And this is also how they've been able to cut off the mind from being in alignment with the frequency of the awakened heart. And Tara is at the heart center of connection. It is the knowledge of knowing. So feel these things within you as awareness in consciousness. There is no dimension or realm that is outside yourself.
Could a possibility lie within 360 degrees? And gradually and sporadically I contemplate and mark the points to elevate. Though I become the sleeping man, helpless at the hands of deception. My vision of perfection resides at just 16, but in my dreams I dress myself so adequate. But I play devil's advocate in reality. They're all mad at me with fucked up analogies upon attitudes within all the same relation, just lacking innovation. Trying to sound like you want some other. Discover the essence of originality. Gradually I anoint to meet you at the midpoint between Earth and the stars, where I'm free of all torment. My soul is the absorbent, meant to push the outer limits and conquer all critics. The prolific too, walking mental plantations, surviving while I'm just deep thought diving. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon. Deep thoughts, deep thought diving. Deep thought diving, deep thought diving. Deep thoughts, deep thought diving. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon.
Everything in the universe is a mental projection. As above, so below. As within, as without. You want to take that back to fucking Hermes or fucking Thoth? Listen, motherfuckers, those principles, those universal truths that are eternal, and they just are. This shit was fucking stolen and then used against you in context. The Thothian sect, the dark priesthood, the ignorant priesthood. Basically what I'm saying is that Thoth was a traitor, and in this is an even greater mystery alluding to the first cosmic law of mentalism. It's all about your state of mind. So our thought, which is Thoth, betrayed its true alignment with the heart and truth, and the soul's humanity has been trapped in time, fragmented as units of consciousness within the grid works and timelines of the third, fourth, and fifth cycle within the Ouroboros. Which is why the councils of Uter are here again, to set the fucking record straight. This is not an idea in the mind, or just a simple topic of conversation. This is fucking real, and it's happening right now. And the cause to which the Thothians did what they did must be met with its effect. They still exist to this very day, and are still known as the Brotherhood of the Snake. They have many sects, and yes, they are the Dark Luciferians. This is law.
Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon rising. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon. Deep thoughts, deep thought diving. Deep thought diving, deep thought diving. Deep thoughts, deep thought diving. Deep thought diving, there's a new moon.
All of you have been tricked. It is the trickster spirit, set at war within yourself, against yourself, on an unconscious, subconscious level. And with anyone that does not confront this from within yourselves, let alone with others in general, all these fuckers have to do is sit the fuck back and rake out the energy into their group works of consciousness and continue to harvest as they have. because you won't work to come into the knowledge that they themselves cannot even tap into. And see, this is key. And it's to say in full conviction that many are still being raped the fuck out into their grid works of consciousness via the New Age movement, which is all tied to the dark occult. With all of you that think that you've stumbled upon advanced knowledge, all of this in context to the New Age movement specifically was the true beginning of the externalization of the hierarchy, which was stated would happen by Helena Blavatsky on a massive decades-long ritual, rolling these teachings out to the masses, along with many other things for public consumption. And that's what the fuck has happened, everybody. You think you know, you still don't fucking know. All of you so-called light worker motherfuckers are running on their teaching, and you are part of their agendas. And to all of the Hermetic teaching that was first originally part of CDT plate disc 11. This is what those of us know the difference to and are taking it back in context to cosmic law. And a lot of other things in line with all of the other CDT plate discs and signet shields to what the fuck I've been working to do this whole time on Black Earth Productionz. And we still got a lot of years to go. Years. This is what you have been dished by your precious Thoth, and it's spread like a virus even harder over the last 15 to 20 years now. Because that is what was decided among the dark priesthoods in context to the New Age movement. And see, even in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, Thoth is promoted as god of the underworld, which is actually who? Setu, or Set, who's now in the position taking over the office of Anubis as gatekeeper, winning the hearts of those who are passing, when in truth, he was only ever and originally the scribe of Anubis. And to make it easier for the dark Atlantean priest class to the Brotherhood of the Snake, Thoth wrote and encrypted the Emerald Tablets.
Kept in asylums, tied with chains in the cage, feeding off the sick and twisted thoughts from my brain. The beast is released, witness the pain. Reality bites like a vampiress upon my chest, leaving me lifeless, leaving me breathless, but still I'm conscious, experiencing pain. Delirious, my brain, serious and strained. Upon my I feel like my life's on the line. Tension on my spine. Is it all in my mind? Your game. One with your brain. One and the same. Need to come tight with your game. One with your brain. One and the same. Hip hop got us living like psychos. It's a cycle, but that's how this life go. You need to come tight with your game. One with your brain. One and the same. Need to come tight with your game. One with your brain. One and the same. Yes. Deeper than the depths of your consciousness.
Don't allow your mind to get inside the pit of pride as you try watching out for traps. Your soul is your guide, abide by the Most High, who lies inside and gather back.
Yo, a mind is a terrible thing to waste. You face disposal, running your mouth with no skill.
I get the picture. I'm lost in thought. I'm lost in thought.
traveling into Atlantis.
This is witchcraft. Welcome to
Lyrics of prose and thoughts of fools, lost, confused. Good, now begin your journey. Better if you never know.
Remember, ignorance is strong and common sense is never wrong, so think that shit out.
Open-minded and ignorant. You can be both at the same time and act too hard to be largely misled.
That's psychology. They done got in your mind. Open the doors to the light and you'll see how it feels to be free for the very first time.
Are your thoughts? Are your thoughts inside your mind?
The mind full of strings while the body does the dance. In the dream, fully awake, walking on stolen land.
The mind pulls the strings while the body do the dance. In the dream, fully awake, walking on stolen lands.
The mind pulls the strings while the body does the dance. In the dream, fully awake, walking on stolen land.
The mind pulls the strings while the body do the dance. In the dream, fully awake, walking on stolen lands.
The mind pulls the strings while the body does the dance. In the dream, fully awake, walking on stolen land.
You need to realize what the word thought actually means. Thought means thought. And when thought betrays wisdom, that is when you become a slave.
Pace yourself before you play yourself. Save yourself before you lose yourself. Pray for health and not your wealth. Pace yourself, pace yourself. Before you play yourself, save yourself before you lose yourself. Pray for health and not your wealth. Pace yourself, pace yourself. Calling you stumble, so learn to be humble. Pace the brag and stop chasing the dragon, making noise in vain, claiming poison floods your veins while blood stains on your 1200 thread count. The white fabric, the black magic, the special tricks. My mental's sick, you fucking pencil dicks are making love to the wizard glove. It's Hollywood smoke, so call me a cloak, then dial it in while we smile for the win. From the trials within till you're crowned again. Get up and kick down again. Free yourself from being locked down again. Trust yourself and never doubt humility, again. Not stupidity. It's not what you did to be hot like humidity. Everything is cool if you got lucidity, a little sensibility, drop sensitivity. We got no sympathy, caught up in the symphony of your own misery, cause and effect. Clear your history, lost in a mess. Fear the delivery, pause for the rest. Acting like an imbecile, check your peripherals, not so difficult. Things happen for a reason, it's meant to be literal. Living life, also visceral, open for the ridicule. Feeling the residual, feeling so minimal, lost in the world of the big picture. Don't know why, living this life, thinking that you can live a lie. Pace yourself before you play yourself. Save yourself before you lose yourself. Pray for health and not your wealth. Pace yourself, pace yourself. Pace yourself before you play yourself. Save yourself before you lose yourself. Pray for health and not your wealth. Pace yourself, pace yourself.
Did you say manipulating brainwaves? Yes. Tampering with people's brainwaves, mind manipulation. It just raises too many questions.
While the mind's residential, I can spit
experienced mental hells and vision. I've experienced mental hells and vision. Godly premonitions, never expressed through spoken thought I address. Illuminating undress, the untold, the unseen, and disbelief. I've experienced mental hells and vision. Godly premonitions, never expressed through spoken thought I address. Illuminating undress, the untold, the unseen, and disbelief. Entrenched in this wickedness, nestled in God's fury as he combats the wicked, the serpentine styles, causing a paradigm shift for the subservient who reconfigure their priorities and moral code. The response to the lightning rate of technological advancement is sensory overload, followed by central nervous system failure. Nations fold as quick as the gold standard. The accelerated dissemination of misinformation leads this virtual generation closer to the edge of extinction, blinded by their own perception. Patterns and signs are pushed aside, widening the great divide, where emotion and rationale collide. The cleverly disguised remain hidden until after nuclear winter has risen. Picture a planet cloaked in ash and cinder forever, totally eclipsed, rotating casket on a thin axis as it circulates its purpose. It mocks us, makes us realize there's no escape, perhaps a sealed fate in the season of the unexplained.
Do not allow thought to betray proper knowledge and wisdom. That's the real secret in context to the Thothians. However, the absolute worst thing that Thoth did was betray the ancient wisdom councils and the Magi Grail shaman and all of mankind. And it's where all of the genetic codes became corrupt and distorted, with all of the Anunnaki and Draconian overlays, along with many other things in context to stellar genetics. Now, previous to the more current Atlantean and Lemurian cataclysm of Pangea, this is what happens in the effect of what Thoth and the Thothian sect did when the wars broke out against the Magi Grail shaman bloodlines. And though it started with the Annunaki, soon after is when the wars among the Brotherhoods broke out in Kemet, when the Dark Ones tore a wormhole open in Sakura, Egypt, pulling gridworks of consciousness into the Wizadak system on an interdimensional level, which amplified by the dark diotic crystal pillar, which was the cause point in context to Pangea for all of the landmass of Earth to split apart into the continents that we have today. When the pole shift happened, it is when the Great Flood happened, and then came the Ice Age, which lasted thousands of years, up to about 13,000 to 14,000 BC. It's to note here that Thoth's personal and direct military intervention with Inki and Enlil to incite wars with the purpose of committing genocide agendas against humanity was fully revealed during the Annunaki massacre, as I mentioned towards the start of everything. Again, the primary goal here was to obtain one of the CDT plates protected by a specific Magi Grail shaman lineage for their particular Stargate genetics. Other terms I use here are going to be Flame 11 of the Planetary Templar or the 11th Pillar. This is CDT plate 11. And more to the content on this disc, this included formulas and secrets contained in the art of energy transmutation and knowledge of how to deal with malevolent forces. Yet there were those who cried out for vengeance on the Thothians and continued to hold the true teaching. Those who would then rise again above those who had led the world astray. The Sumerian Draconian agenda led then to the formation of the Sumerian Draconian Empire, and then the corruption of Kemet, which took place over the course of the 22,000-year war, came to the eventual takeover of the Dark Lords. For in those times it was Thoth. In our times now, it is your own thought, because Thoth means thought. That is why it is all a state of mind. Thoth was only one of the many traitors to the Emerald Order, who was tainted the name of Melchizedek for ages. For as a man or woman think, so they will be. Giving mankind the outcome to which the Thothians could never attain, this is how they have led mankind by the fucking nose. Promised outcome that will never happen because they kept the secret and never finished their initiation. This world has been seriously fucking mind-fucked beyond what I can even say at the moment. And it doesn't matter anymore because those of us that already know the difference within us, the contrast is getting more apparent. Yet, they would never reveal to you that you are the key, and they themselves do not know the secret to the mysteries that they hijacked.
Again, going back to what I've stated, it is all about our state of fucking mind. Mind is something that we are observing, though, from the core. Who you truly are, and how you relate to the self in turn. This is where we need to break through the fucking walls and barriers in terms of the third veil. And I'm talking about the manipulation of our dream states. And when dream content seems to threaten your sense of safety and security within yourself, this is when our dream states turn into nightmares. And from the subconscious, unconscious mind field, you are now projecting upon the lens these things that you're actually dealing with in terms of the self. Yeah, I've had nightmares, I've had night terrors. I think we all know what this is like.
I see myself outside of myself. I wanna scream, but I can't take the breath. I know it's not a dream. When I wake up, I feel something holding me down. What's that? Who's there moving around? I had a serious experience one night when I woke out of my sleep, deep in some kind of trance. Body and mind was doing a dance that I didn't know the steps to, and human demands a punchline that I couldn't find, so you couldn't squeeze a giggle out of me in these type of unknown circumstances. I'm laying on my back trying to jerk my ass up with massive pressure against my chest, doing my best not to panic and kick, but I just can't get a hold on the situation. I cram to understand the nature of the shit I'm facing. I feel an invasion, ill and amazing. Just if I could move, I'd be willing to raise up and face this mysterious assailant's unseen silhouette and make sense out of this anomalous event that I don't know what's going on in, but I can't sit another moment, so I kick and flail. From the corner of my eye, I see a shadow. Take a deep inhale, the darkness lifts the veil. I'm like, what the hell is this? I can't tell whether I'm awake or asleep, and the shape that creeps into my conscience got me ready to face defeat. It's seeming that the demons are scheming to get me scared enough to stop dreaming. Got me ready to tear shit up, feeling relieved. Now I really believe we've been deceived. I see myself outside of myself. I wanna scream, but I can't take a breath. I know it's not a dream. When I wake up, I feel something holding me down. What's that? Who's there moving around? I see myself outside of myself. I wanna scream, but I can't take a breath. I know it's not a dream. When I wake up, I feel something holding me down. What's that? Who's there moving around? There are various challenges across the threshold when the flesh fold and death caress your soul. Analyze your existence, cause when you make your final ascension, there ain't no telling where you might go. I know, because I've seen some shit that'll make you wanna scream. Frightening as it might seem, they only fucking with me cause my light gleam bright and I try to do the right thing. But of course there's a force that taunts and tempts me to have an ill response and feel empty, like life is an aberration, full of frustration and aggravation. They want me to step in the pulpit and drool, spit, spasm, have an orgasm and pass them a full clip. Inject and eject, connect with the secular sect of set and never get set for the days to come. Astral projections of nasty little assholes wanna get me to play the dumb. The reptilian breed, killing your seed, taking the original people and filling with greed. I see myself outside of myself. Scream, scream. I see myself outside of myself. I wanna scream, but I can't take a breath. I know it's not a dream. When I wake up, I feel something holding me down. What's that? Who's there moving around? I see myself outside of myself. I wanna scream, but I can't take a breath. I know it's not a dream. When I wake up, I feel something holding me down. What's that? Who's there moving around? I've been around for eternities. They don't want me to find out. That's why they're so damn concerned with me. They don't want me to master the astral plane, cause if I do, I might be able to ascertain ascertain what the fuck they're here for and never have to fear no more. Cause I'ma give the whole world an earful, giving my people a reason to feel cheerful. Coming to me soon as they think I might see more than they want me to. They even try to haunt me to inspire my heart to tire, but I desire enlightenment, the might and strength to keep fighting and never quit till the day of my retirement. Bringing an end to mental subjugation, using my pencil, giving up information. They wanna hide, but I'm a channel and God will provide everything I wanna know. I see myself outside of myself. Yo.
Now, interpreting your dreams while you're still dreaming, this is extremely challenging. But pay attention to your dream states. Pay attention to your visions, because there is a lot that is revealed to the individual when these things are happening, especially about themselves.
Repeat philosophy, do like heat seekers and follow me. Bottle deeper than the physics involved in quantum leap. Just take a minute to pause and stop to think. Wouldn't it be clearer if you close your eyes like sleep and open the part of your mind that blinks? Where your brain, the top of your spine will meet. More than probably, despite it being obsolete. If you do, you find you'll see beyond the lens of telescopic reach. Before this rhyme's complete, periodically you will experience fear and curiosity. Phobia interferes when your mind is weak. That means you gotta leave. There's a fine degree that lies between where you are and your body be. A simple complication where concentration's fully automated. Thoughts they shape and accumulate like going from stars to constellations. But you need more than 8/10 of your brain operating to abandon the human race and communicate on a larger wavelength. You must utilize all degrees involved in shaping your entire cipher, like Keanu Reeves when he saw the Matrix. He pulled out the most concealed weapon of all creation, but you can't use your hands to draw your brain care. You saw the basis to defy inertia, fly further than far spaceships, levitate, walk in clouds as well as you can walk on pavement. Just let time fall, but common 7th day it all will make sense. I feel like a genie, you have no idea how long I've waited. You're never patient, I thought I'd never sleep till y'all awaken. From your conscious lives, look beyond the rhymes and fall adjacent. Watch through the eyes of tomorrow's ancient and believe what I say, like you're reading from Nostradamus pages. And if you don't see it today, then your children that make the observation. There's only one life we're living, there isn't an ultimatum. No alternate way of evolving straight to a dolphin, transforming into an astral state of conscience. A rare form, the laxity basic content, therefore declare war on behalf of the awakened launching. A revelation of sorts, where you can stay or abort, come in or leave. Everyone ain't made to mature, but this will be, you can't spare change when you pour. There's a way out, the doorknob just ain't on the doors. They hidden in plain sight like words when you say them in Morse. If you don't understand, that's cause mine's a different language than yours.
I'm a natural progression of the species.
These things were not taught to us. We were not actually taught how the mind actually works.
Yeah. There's only one way for flame. Razor Lane Khan, heat rises, greater than. Both shed iron chic, function repeat, Down symptom. Omega blast, my CNH, lasted, became lava. Reframed galactic, outer than set pace.
Shadow chase.
The 8th age syndicate, intricate fold explode.
Shadow chase, self-intrusion, cyclonic fragments, placement, synergy, inadvertent loyalty, the proactive sequence, credence, solidation, the subconscious invasion, mental lacerations. There's only one combination we can be placed in, adjacent. Give it. If you wanna live, the first one fast. Give it. Choose station.
Thoth, which is Thoth, betrayed its true alignment with the heart, truth, and the souls of humanity trapped in time.
Initial exercise, commitment to task, the line of light, forward path to plight, the hawk eye, developed the series, consumed by lumen paranoia, soon sketched out by theories, to be disproved or proved, divine collision, revision, 720 to prison, to direct change, reshaping inner vision, the applied key, to unlock mental prison, scribes from royal priesthood, Dream from dregs, stand on ancestors' shoulders. Example, wonder, time marker sample. The cohesive, all-consuming, spirit drown. Triple stages to clarity. The mind eye crown. The mind eye crown.
Recognize the patterning, the conditioning, the programming, and all the things that have riddled themselves within thought and emotion, within your own being, and see the feedback loops that you are on when it comes to fear, when it comes to doubt, when it comes to unbelief, which is not knowing. Then you will be able to move on into integrating those.
See events falling into the prophetic pattern.
My wind pattern. The end is near, but don't panic. You can't function if you live in fear.
The pattern, it starts in preschool. Parents stop. The system starts to teach you. You learn about ones and twos and greens and blues and how to utilize tools. This word relates to this thing. Label after label inserted in your brain. Then you move to elementary. The elements are merged into your mental so simply. Some go to junior high. But beware, this is where you start to consume the lies. High school's for 4 years. You ain't shit without a diploma. Here they reinforce fears. Some say the collegiate level is a prestigious level, but it's more like a demonic level to appease the devil. The whole educational system is a shice. That PhD came at a price, now you're in debt for life.
These are concepts, grasp them. What you think you know, collapse them. It goes deeper than you can fathom. Open your eyes and see the patterns. These are concepts, grasp them. What you think you know, collapse them. It goes deeper than you can fathom. Open your eyes and see the patterns.
Observe your place, observe your space, observe the time, observe the date. Now observe your state. Any state, the state of your kind, the state of the map, the state of your mind. Notice how these patterns of speech, they sort of stay in your mind. Subliminal signs and messages and weapons designed to keep you confined. Deaf, dumb, and blind, literally. Bottom line, you stay in little leagues while you fail miserably. The powers that be view you as a little sheep. They work around the clock, getting little sleep. But many of you drones sleeping under hidden forces. Therefore you just a little weak, sense-wise. Not knowing where your true sense lies. But sense lies, corrode your brain from the inside. Slide, blueprints from the dark side. Forming patterns that end life. But we come to shed light, increase your insight, expand your thought radius. Call him Mr. See-Through, see-fool. Analyzer is the alias.
These are concepts, grasp them. What you think you know, collapse them. It goes deeper than you can fathom. Open your eyes and see the patterns. These are concepts, grasp them. What you think you know, collapse them. It goes deeper than you can fathom. Open your eyes and see the patterns.
We're on our way.
And this is what's been manipulated. This is why they do mind control. Because they know it's all a state of mind. They know if they capture your mind and they get in there with their sub-programs and all the bullshit that they brainwash us with, that they can manifest the reality that they wish through us.
The fog is gray, and we've lost our way.
It's unclear to me, cause it's sort of what I see. When a foggy morning, when I open my eyes and I can't decode the clarity. Cause all my senses are put to the test and search for this answer to be expressed. Why can't you just tell me what to expect? In the perspective is never reflected. Why can't I even make a guess? Yes. No? What the fuck am I supposed to know when logic rationalizations out of the question? The truth remains the essence of the foggy day is in your presence. So chance. Take a chance. Stay reminded that it is a foggy day. You're almost blinded.
Delicate communication, replacing clear fields. A vision with fog, hazy elements.
Lost in my thoughts, confusion and chaos in the promo park. So think I could take a knife and slice right through if I wanted to, but instead I wanna lose this feeling of having no control over where I'll go on my voyage for clairvoyance through this cloud that just touched down for the upper atmosphere, making things in my life that once a place like not hazy and unclear. I wish I was a fog light so I can peer through this black and thin black mist, making my routes articulous. And the more I think my way through, the worse it gets. I'm in a mental labyrinth, wondering if this fog will lift, hoping that everything at once again makes sense. But still it's dark and damp and I feel this moisture on my skin. It's cold and chill and there it's making my hair stand on its end. My path it takes a bend, so I follow to where it takes me. Hating my current situation, I'm blind on my destination. And I find as long as I'm lost in my thoughts, it's cloud when he evaporate. And I will never see my fate.
You know, because a lot of these things that are happening and the influx and the bullshit that we're going to hit with, it's all actually showing you what you're not. But it's trying to convince you that it is you, not every thought that you think is yours. Because of the influx of technology, because of the influx of these psychic attacks that are taking place.
In a state of mental thinness and confusion, my mind takes a bruising from the haziness that lingers in between my fingers. I hold my guide to find my way to the answers of unanswered questions, many of them that remain unsolved. And the fogginess with the esophagus, leaving me blind in a gray haze, as my temper stands ablaze and in frustration finds its place, stuck with no trace of clarity.
Delicate communication, replacing clear fields. A vision with fog, hazy elements.
The fog is gray. We've lost our way.
Waking up in a foggy mist, flying through this gray abyss, wondering to myself if I exist.
Are you really here?
Am I really here mentally, spiritually, and physical? Pushing towards no because to the regular beings I am not visible. Knowing that this fire inferno burning on the earth's crust is getting critical thinking, never blinking, sinking deeper into this charcoal color blanket. Mr. Fog's hand blocks me from the world's view. So what should I do? As I sit upon his palm, I try to make calm, but I find that every time I turn to burn my eyes, distorted the thoughts in my mind in confusion, so I end up losing my way. On this foggy day.
You asking for the time? There is no better time. Do you control your mind? Can you control your time, or is it hard for you to see?
I learn not to take the simple things for granted and make my way up on orange, trying not to panic. Passing with white testing over shoulder weight and a sec to catch my breath. And then I sail's neck up and it was here. The bitter cold is making my body feel numb. See, on this trip I didn't bring along my sweater. I looked to the ground and found myself a letter, and on this letter I read, go to the ivy because something is missing. Go to the ivy because something is missing. Go to the ivy because something is missing. So I make my way to the brain, sitting in this sacred sanctuary, trying to mend all the holes in my soul that burn my body alive. I get a glimpse of my reflection to my surprise. I have no body, heart, head, or soul. I'm a transparent eyeball, neck, and all. Watching, waiting for mankind to fall. I guess I was thinking I was missing. Putting myself in place to make Mr. Fog complete. My vision is clear for now until this cycle once again repeats. My vision is clear for now until this cycle once again repeats.
Delicate communication, replacing clear fields. A vision with fog, hazy elements.
Understand that Thoth has in turn been used to play the role of double agent.
There's a time for war, and there's a time for peace. Who will stand and endure, or who will be left in pieces? What happens when your inner peace is threatening? The only wars left to wage is against yourself. What sides will be chosen? What side do you choose? Which side chose you? Damn, I'm so confused. Misery's triumph through the heartland of the unordained, as it is written and inscribed within the tablets of the wickedest treachery. I didn't want to say this to the sadists, but my inner demons want me killed. On Can we speak candidly, or is your mouth sewn shut by barbed-wired vanity? Does everything have to rhyme without reasoning? In the center of the earth is where you'll find the caverns of forever. In the center of the earth is where you'll find the caverns of forever. My inner demons want me killed. As the angels cry, we all watch for the bloody tears of tyranny. I see them drip and drip from the poisonous infected sponge that resides in between. In between your ears, the ravenous and parasitic engage in their carnal feast. When your mind is left unattended, your soul becomes vulnerable to these demonous legions who utilize the temptations of the beast. Your soul becomes vulnerable to these demonous legions who utilize the temptations of the beast. Entering through an exit of someone else's non-existence, where for you there is no escape until finding what can't be searched for, only being found by the regeneration of life that death is killed for.
It's a frequency battle. It's a battle for our energy and consciousness.
Pure consciousness shaped into a human form, reduced and placed inside a box. Is there anything beyond the box? We wonder. We open our eyes for the first time. A black hole inside started forming. Emptiness that never been there before. Like we were missing something badly. It was there before and it was taken away.
Take, and they never give. The devil's surface lurking and he won't want you to live.
Under the false pretenses, your prerogative switches. In this ghetto Gotham, you have to live vicious or die as a number or stitches. This is just something to think about. Better realize your lost soul is dwindling away, slipping through the cracks out of control.
Your life, take it in your own hands.
Stand with your own will.
Whatever comes natural and everything.
The cause of illusions is formed from the mind's confusion, unable to distinguish a truly made solution. Correctional facilities or mental institutions. This unholy conclusion brings forth the devil's retribution, destroying the grandeur of your delusion.
Soothing with the pollution, causing confusion to the bigger picture. Don't be tricked, it's not just the drugs and liquor.
But the liquor and drugs help me. You love the way it hurts as the sickness gets sicker, only to help you die quicker. Faster into the hole of hate, death disintegrates your mortal actions into a rebirth of holy faith. Unlocked, open, unlocked, open, unlocked, open. Your mind has been unlocked, open, unlocked, open, unlocked, open.
You've been unlocked, open. Let it also can reflect, accept, reject. Nothing is ever what you expect. Suspect a scandal. Conspiracies handled in secrecy. Your society quietly, silently hiding in me is the truth. With this mechanism, in a systematic attempt to control and make concrete. Underground connects, running wires is muscle tissue beneath the flesh. Synthetic mesh thresholds, broken down to scientific compounds. Study without a sound scene. Gasoline for bloodstreams. Program discussions when shut down the machine dreams about the same things as God's children as well as the devil's minions. Just one in a dominion of ghostless shells. Crack clothes, reform the disfigurement to look normal as mortal man advances to self-proclaimed gods. Vanity of falsity, so where's the morality in this irony? Technology becomes free through thought process, producing prosthetic limbs, maneuvered by synthetic intellect, the artificial ingredient, manufactured treatment of masses indecent yet convenient enough to bear the mark. Barcodes and barkets have for the prophecy. Who truly lives in the Silicon Valley? Who truly lives? Their own realm, invaded, dominated, destroyed, and captivated. Slaves dictated and forced to rebuild their own homes under new ownership. But some of us adopted the archaic road of an anarchist. Thus, listen no longer. Honoring the decision when being judged on sight. Appearing to be, but never quite fully understood. Why up to no good product for the sake of profit? But what a soul deducting process has become something we cannot live without the sun. A subdivision of diverse subtlety. Suddenly, diversions go unnoticeable. One's focus will not be enough to guide a lot. Lost. You have been unlocked, open. Let it also come reflect, accept, reject. Nothing is ever what you expect. Suspect a scandal. Conspiracies handled in secrecy. Your society keeps quietly, silently hiding in me is the truth. With this mechanism.
Grew and existed day after day, not knowing what was out
Understand that Thoth has in turn been used to play the role of double agent. This sect among the Dark Priest class made several duplicitous agreements to uphold certain standards of the Paladorian Covenant, which ultimately led to the formation of the right-wing brotherhoods as a direct contrast to the left-wing brotherhoods, all the while pulling the strings behind the scenes, controlling two sides of the same coin, and encrypting their deception even harder with those that would even be seeking knowledge and wisdom beyond the esoteric doctrines. My point here is the fact that the Dark One's purpose never changes. No matter the tactics, and their agenda has always been the same. They are simply consistently reinventing to conceal its true purpose. The I am I, or I conform I, is Thoth, and is the rod and ring symbol of the Omega via I, Omega I, or the Metatron, Koronzon, or Thoth, the thrice great 333. They are the Alpha and Omega Centauri, in context to Yahweh, in context to Jehovah, in context to Ya'al-Dabaoth, in context to Saklis, in context to Abraxas, in context to Zu, and I can go on and on and on. Thoth is an Anu Draconian, avian reptilian. And if you want a more current, up-to-date example, go watch the new Dark Crystal. The Skeksis are a watered-down version of the avian reptilian Anu Draconians.
Listen to these rhymes, I can change your life, rearrange your trite flows. You see a strange flow of light when I hold the mic, a human tornado like Dolomite. You won't be left alive. There's no rapper that can survive the F5.
Turbulent skies like Bermuda Triangle. I'm in your brain, paranormal. Your eyes is turning red. Lodge it in your skull with a microchip so you don't forget how we inflict the mic with the fatal serum.
Circumpolar, colder than Siberian flash floods in your bloodstream, circulating like tuberculosis. Left you comatose with the overdoses on you poses. Composing in the epicenter of commotion. Then jettison using vibe-inspired propulsion and keep coasting. Our legend seeps beyond the coast and grow to mythic proportions, avoiding the unseen hand.
Yeah, watch out.
It's the unseen hand running scams on you.
On you, playing mind tricks.
Mind tricks.
I know you peeped it. Imitators claiming brand new.
Brand new.
Man, that ain't shit.
It ain't shit. It's the unseen hand running scams on you. On you, playing mind tricks. I know you peeped these imitators claiming brand new. Brand new. Y'all ain't shit. Same shit.
Struggling in your environment like you got shot up with Jacob's ladder. Buzzing off the nitrous oxide, the antimatter. Techniques is unthinkable. These MCs can't touch them. End up bludgeoning to death from the destructiveness. No rupturing the discs in your lore. Back when I explore the track, it's like task hit. But no guns blasting or lights flashing. Coming in harassing your spot, shutting down production.
Prepare to reconstruct surgery on your mind frame, but it'll probably take more than a microscope to find your brain. All that psychotic gibberish is idiotic. Niggas couldn't come off the top if they was fatally blinded. See my reflection shining through your eyelids, filtering like pilots, repelling my compounds with the eye of Osiris. While they regulate my testicle temperature, we off in this. You better know your proximity.
It's the unseen hand running scams on you.
On you,
playing mind tricks.
Mind tricks. I know you peep these imitators claiming brand new.
Brand new. Man, that ain't shit.
It ain't shit. It's the unseen hand running scams on you. On you, playing mind tricks. I know you peep these imitators claiming brand new. Brand new. Y'all ain't the same shit. On who? On you. On you. On you.
This agenda, though, was set forth by the Thothian sect, who betrayed the Signet Councils, the Councils of Order, and overthrew the Magi Grail Shaman Councils of Mu, whom the Thothians slaughtered in a mass fucking holocaust after they ripped open a wormhole in Secure Egypt, giving the Jehovian Omicron Draconian overlords Sethikus and all of the Anu reptilian Draconian factions access to our reality field, which all led up to the Luciferian rebellion of 25,500 BCE.
Yo, you be mystified on how history lied, and when the truth came around, it had to come in disguise. Unveil some tales of days when the sun fell, and blind with the minds thought we all with the hell. Free energy dwells in deep thoughts like wells in the age when knowledge is bought. Clientele, let it work for you. Buy and sell, but make sure it's true, cause I can see a lion braille. My niggas lying jail and can't wait to try and nail. Elevating the higher stimulation, the dying brain cells. I'm dead, I can't tell you my think take it swell. The indivisible, invisible bank sale through outputs. I smuggle my views and outlooks, educating myself with a dealt without books of school. It takes an idiot to educate a fool. We make history while you search for clues. Dirt for tools, genetically alter, birth of crews so they falter. They can't offer a damn thing to their culture. Natural blends, God body, actual men. Reclaim the name and make pagan statues bend in one breath. I take you in, absorbing energy through my skin, and yo, I'm blacker than the end. Attacking the wind, I defend off the thousand sins of 1,000.
This is the final chapter of devastation, fatal steps of termination. Shatter states, diminishing them seas behind the ancient gates. The burning seven, arsonists out to heaven. Severing competition, stitching away affliction. Now it's my fiction to tell the truth about the contradiction. Pay attention, understand my men, the plan of the devil's mission. Causing the vision, collision through hell's prison. Before you sin again, stop, look and listen.
Je t'envoie l'histoire d'une sœur, fine, bien foutue, bien faite, presque parfaite, pure et inconnue.
We can apply intelligently these laws by taking control and realize that whatever energy or frequency our mind is in tune with, knowing then that thought and emotion is nothing more than a radar, and from this place reality is created.
Yo, travel through my mind through portholes and sort those messages from above. I'll be doing it for the love to be free like a dove in peace. Be my message, then I'll put it in a sentence with others to rhyme with it. Intended for the real hip hop to arise, and we'll ride and outside to put the bullshit aside so that we can free your mind in time. Instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the lyrical potential. Yo, instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the ways of the world. Instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the lyrical potential. Yo, instrumental, could you find my mental? It's essential that you understand the ways of the world. Thoughts dive in a sea of normlessness and abandoned crowds that stand around and wait for their performances. I wait in that cul-de-sac to see what karma gets, cause what goes around comes around, holds weight in the lake I'm born to swim. Will I drown due to the obesity of my thought process as gravity pulls down to impede my self-conquest?
God damn, homie. My mind is playing tricks on me.
Do you control your mind?
I bear witness to a mental sickness, so we train on the physical fitness. Introduce the new business, upliftment. You say, what is this? I bear witness to a mental sickness. We train on the physical fitness. Introduce the new business, upliftment. You say, what is this?
Surrender ego to mingle with the divine, and please wipe your feet before you enter my mind.
Digging into crates in my mind, trying to find that one obscure break in the time when things become different.
My tapes are known as how-tos. Allow me to reroute you.
A mind that is stretched to a new idea never returns to its original dimension.
No restrictions of the physical bind. I leave unpredictable rhymes to open up the complex core of your confines. That's your mind, boy.
One time for your brain cell.
Spread a few thoughts out for you to contemplate.
Stops to meditate and let the thoughts resonate. But all I really want to do is just break through to your mind.
Damn, will we ever awaken your mind? Damn, will we ever awaken your mind to the truth that you find?
And in his brother's righteous mind, he would never lose his soul.
You know that a mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Manipulated minds need to make an escape.
Check it out, man. I'm sinking inside the quicksand. I'm feeling my brother's strong hands grabbing onto mine so I can climb out of the depths of my mind, of my mind, of my mind.
Heat no remorse for the slave endorsed, seeking infinite power. Overlooking the darkest shade, drift of fade through countless hours. Fucking pussy cowards dwelling within the shadows. Alert to the snake's rattle while it's slithering, withering in vain. So fully slain my brain to an eternal darkness. Still I depart this foundation from my realm with deep concentration. What we're facing is non-infinite, a witness composed incident. Impotent in the sense of erecting a solid plan, but still you're labeled as a man lost in oblivion. For now, forever remaining at a dodge for thorough explaining to the 8-5 fit lines lost in training. Concentration post is home with your family all alone. Your mind's been cloned to program fucking drones. To program fucking drones. To program fucking drones. To program fucking drones. Mass majority. Elite soldier, the SIN. The snake's curiosity. All elements of grim. Mass majority. Elite soldier, the SIN. The snake's curiosity. All elements of grim. So while the mass is spellbound on stale ground, severing slopes for the embroidered seal of follow, left the wallow in infinite black, the one subtract his main. Was false sustaining eternal wretchedness for a deadly infected bliss, lured adrift into nothingness. Many counter reformats, do phone tats, keeping a silent lock on combo. Would jump pronto to raid the first into a laws not on this earth. Laboring the rebirth, the research, divine self-preparation for the defacing and unkind man. So by demand to cease expanding potential beyond mental plane and brought to the point of draining tangible order while banning borders. All resistant, false slaughtered while banning borders. All resistant, false slaughter. Just keep in mind to incline for the rain of time is falling shorter. Mass majority. Elite soldier, the SIN. The snake's curiosity. All elements of grim. Mass majority. Elite soldier, the SIN. The snake's curiosity. All elements of grim.
It's all about your state of mind. And the Dark Ones know that it's all about your state of mind. Do not allow thought to betray proper knowledge and wisdom. That's the real secret in context to the Thothians.
There's times when I can't even say nothing, so I just sit back and just think to myself. My head going through some shit, blank look on my face, opinionated thought process, some shit going through my head, blank look on my face, still in my thought process, my head going through some shit, blank look on my face, opinionated thought process, some shit going through my head, blank look on my face, lost in a thinking process. What you selling is what you telling. Well, our solution to revolution and you lose your rebellion. Settle in your head wrap, thinking your head straight. A trend of today, way of the true fake. Money hits your pocket and you leave in a rocket. Gonna state of reality, the person is a prophet and what appeals to the buyer. Supplier has a connection in the section of street hustle. Community has a say so, but the government's on the payroll. You lose your homie to fatal misguided circumstance. No books inside of schools, and I ask, do you really have a chance? They say a monkey can sing and dance, and a revolutionary has a fighting stance. I walk in this land locally as they grounded by 95 rotary, supposedly to the era stereotype. So I turn my stereo loud. I got the sonic of a sound entering my ear real clear. No tunes could be heard, but sappy notes up in the air. A man can pimp his city and the land turns filthy. so damn filthy, and the city is the epitome. Economy man increase, property skyrockets. Congress flexes ego when purchasing missile rockets. Your eyes may bug out of your socket. Let me plug you to reality. Police patrol the streets and the guns run the military. Kinda scared when a satellite gets by a piece of land all the way from space. Running my pay rate by expanding beyond the gates. California shifts on its plate, while power shifting a figure 8. Playing a game of dice, rolling the eyes of a snake. Woman puff I do take, coming myself in deep therapy, just to relieve all of this tension that I express through the writings of a sentence. Way too broke to even fade on intention. Express my opinions before I fade away in existence. My head going through some shit, blank look on my face, opinionated thought process. Some shit going through my head, blank look on my face, still in my thought process. My head going through some shit, blank look on my face, opinionated thought process. Some shit going through my head, blank look on my face, lost in the thinking process.
Far superior thoughts and deeper concentration, constantly contradiction on mankind and explanation. In case you missed it, Omega the first civilization, civilized smart marks on their foreheads, march on into the wind, internal drums. Made by the trunk of a tree, landed inside of the ground with a man who sees to see. The latest Negroes of these spirits were released in the time of freedom. We've always seen the scenery right under the sea. Only to run away from the world I love in this alone. Starving I consumed the circumference of the moon. Running towards a war for freedom. My mind will not be outdated. Concluding myself in an isolated island with divine gravity flowing on top of Mercury. I looked into the heart of the sun. I see my flesh be reborn. I see the souls of many soaring to the skies of the world in this naked form. Of course, only in a dream you will ever be able to understand my deep thoughts.
The thought of unexplainable mysteries, miserable me keeps wondering whether we will really exist after death. Or is that just a myth that was made to make us all afraid? Someone tell me who's to blame for the downfall of mankind? What if I was the flat line? Would I be revived or guided for the bright light? If I could think of the night, yeah right, maybe or maybe not. These crazy thoughts, they make me want what I can't have. The knowledge of everything until we never question that. The notes of man, like what we created, what you need all. And of all the gods, which one is right and what do I like to do, what is wrong? And what lies beyond space, so what makes a man take his own life? I don't like not knowing so many, my marveling answers to puzzling questions, plaguing me daily, making me nuts. I wish I knew it all, but never will until the time is right. So until then, I'll still bend my brain, decoding every thought, every day.
The deepest, darkest ocean of emotion, where the polymorphic creature marked this terror, but going in the past, I recollect, human always will last that lasting. I'm here with the present tense with a massive blast of energy emitted underwater. Spontaneously, I teleport to the future. I utilize a method of distortion to communicate with the species of tomorrow, or shall I say today? And I despise new technology, so it's like a new display. By the way, the world is much too prominent and inhabited by a mass amount of androids and agony men to the minute of the new world in a negative order in order to maintain my inner peace. I must release my inner self from the terror of my innermost thoughts. Immediately after capturing the essence of reality, I contemplate and ponder on the bizarre mind excursion. Far-fetched it seems, so reality is certainly the prime suspect. I must investigate or possibly inspect my dreams to the next extreme. Meditation is the key to free the thoughts, deep but thoughts, lots of thoughts, keep the thoughts motivated, moving through the rhythm of a conscious mind given courtesy of Gaja, along with the dawn and Omega ES. Modified
our thoughts are by far more bizarre than most men. Our thoughts are captivating if you dare to enter in. Our thoughts keep on growing, giving life to new plots, ideas, plans, and more thoughts. Will it ever stop? Of course not.
Visually analyzing various emotional experiences brought for the virtually manifested eeriness of thoughts. Formulated visions are mysteriously caught, captured by the eye of the brain.
Our thoughts are by far more bizarre than most men. Our thoughts are captivating if you dare to enter in. Our thoughts keep on going, giving life to new thoughts, ideas, plans, and more thoughts. Will it ever stop? Of course not.
Visually analyzing various emotional experiences brought with the virtually manifested eeriness of thoughts. Formulated visions are mysteriously caught, captured by the eye of the brain.
The cataclysm of Thoth fragmented the original 12 planetary body DNA soul code blueprint. It is what caused the effect of distortion with the Fibonacci fractal virus that locks mankind into a two-strand DNA consciousness slave mind prison. The enemy has all its false light systems set up with all this in common.
Know that there is an even more powerful geometric construct in context to the Tribeca by-wave frequency template that expands beyond the brickworks of infinity into our reality field in connection to eternity. It literally breaks the chains of the Tribeca by-wave frequency template.
Our thoughts are far more bizarre than most men. Our thoughts are captivating if you get to enter in. Our thoughts keep on growing, giving life to new plots. Ideas, plans, and more thoughts will never stop, of course not.
Visually analyzing various emotional experiences brought by the virtually manifested eeriness of thought. Formulated visions are mysteriously caught, captured by the eye of the brain.
Our thoughts are by far more bizarre than most men. Our thoughts are captivating if you get to enter in. Our thoughts keep on growing, giving life to new plots. Ideas, plans, and more thoughts will never stop, of course not.
Visually analyzing various emotional experiences brought by the virtually manifested eeriness of thought. Formulated visions are mysteriously caught, captured by the eye of the brain.
And to all of the Hermetic teaching that was first originally part of CDT plate disc 11. This is what those of us know the difference to and are taking it back in context to cosmic law. And a lot of other things in line with all of the other CDT plate discs and signet shields to what the fuck I've been working to do this whole time on Black Earth Productionz. Their knowledge was originally compiled into 12 master copy disc technologies, again, the CDT plates, which were the original tablets of the Emerald Order. Not the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. It was the tablets of the Emerald Order. Again, CDT plate 11 is the one that Thoth hijacked for the Dark Atlantean Warlocks. And it was these original tablets to the CDT plates. There were specific groups of Magi Grail Shaman who were the keepers of these discs for their own specific races. And they were the encrypted principal teachings, which were known even before the era and the rise of the Lemurian and Atlantean timelines. Again, administered by an assigned Magi Grail Shaman dragon bloodline lineages. The Magi Grail Shaman went through trials of initiation chosen from among all races and went through the rites of passage in order to gain potential full access to the grid works of consciousness each disc contained. Thoth wrote and encrypted the Emerald Tablets. Now all you out there have heard about the Emerald Tablets, right? So you gotta understand that is where they came from, everyone. That is what they are. They were created to be given to the Dark Priest class for full access to knowledge of what was stolen and to what people have come to know about the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. They are inverted, paltered fragments of what is truly there within CDT plate disc 11. Thoth ended up translating volumes on Templar mechanics, which again means template, and revealed how it all works so that the Dark Priest class could use it to get control over the grid works of the lower and the upper astral and manipulate the DNA structure to fuel line their grid works within the etheric realm. This is what the Emerald Tablets of Thoth in their physical translations were for. And Thoth was not supposed to commit any of it to writing because of the fact that the Anu Draconian Melchizedeks were already at war with the Magi Grail Shaman to take things over since the time of the destruction of Maldek. And there have been many battles. Many. So many battles over the fucking aeons, I can't even put it all into words. But this is one.
begin my life as man of this earth. Wasn't an ass whipping in this dimension of dirt and particles, where articles articulate the fate of the soul that's waiting in the hands of these demons in command. The lost city of sand and land dwellers and tellers of lies. I keep my comfort within this old collection of spies, but I've achieved a high consciousness of gathering facts about these foes that be watching this and mocking my back. I stay alert and ready for attack, but not violent. I carry messages through the words to stir the herd that seems to be too silent. You can call me by the name that's known to me. Solo poetry ASAP, don't stop to smell the daisies. I read a lot of literature these days, but some of the content doesn't amaze me. Cause just maybe I already knew the thoughts that were spoken, cause the words were untrue. Untrue. How could I ever let my world get me down? My life is full of fun, lot of skills to build now. Just because my thoughts are flooded doesn't mean I will drown. I was born on this earth, I'm staying near the ground. How could I ever let my world get me down? I was born on this earth. My turn. There's no dimension that I can mention that I've been through. Been through more life treasure than the measurement of evil men do. Never meant to find clairvoyance as a reason for my mental annoyance from half-brain champagne handling dimwits who dim up the limelight with limp lyrics. I'll cast a spell to bring the spirits of the ancients who waited for the combatants of Satan. Blatant abuse between the truths of evil and good. Cause the people of this planet wish they would come together. Whether or not they got what the next man has. And still the world stays glass to be broken and trashed. But it's not my turn to take out the garbage. But if the house is dirty, then I guess I'm waking up early out of my sleep. I'm walking through my life that seems so deep. I peep every action as if the movie's happening right now. How could my life not be the greatest adventure to believe? How could I ever let my world get me down? My life is full of fun, lot of skills to build now. Just because my thoughts are flooded doesn't mean I will drown. I was born on this earth, I'ma stay near the ground. How could I ever let my world get me down? I was born on this earth. On this earth. As a living legend. On this earth. How could I ever let my world get me down? I was born on this earth. On this earth. On this earth. I'ma break the concrete.
Let's do this. Yeah, 1, 2, attic section.
Broadcasting live from the attic.
Let me throw my mic.
Yeah, catch the vibe, y'all.
Just let me walk through the sidewalks of thought. Let me walk, take some time for me to unwind. Well, let me walk through the sidewalks of thought. Let me walk, y'all. Let me throw my mic over your vicinity, 360 degrees. Separation, lacing, contemplation, mental emancipation from the chains of basements, enslavements, eradicated through mind representation. You kids ain't ready for this form of dialect from the attic section. Mirror truth and reflection, son. I testify, I ain't much qualified. My soul worldwide, though 619 be where I reside. I be evil, yes, to be the source of benevolence, and I'm out, no doubt.
My ballads change the average mind state in Cali. They throw their dubs in California love, but I refuse to believe it's all about one side. So understand, I throw my dub to represent worldwide. Like I said, my chief concern is making people learn. I burn my First Amendment rights by holding my mic stern with tight fists. Recite this while others entertain. Hip hop flows through my body and heart like a vein. I need a fix of the pure, untainted raw sound. We bring to you the attic, the top of the underground.
In my mind, I think I paint pictures in my mind. Wondering if it's ever too late to blow up. I'd rather get respect for my intellect and how I make wise decisions. My path of theory only reviews expertise, precision. Why do I get underrated for simply mind statement? It's my way to unravel the uncut ethics. I can figure out my journey. The goals I would be earning are self-explanatory. Constructing this life music at the Daysman Laboratory. My thoughts continue to change. I still think times is hard. My mastermind agility proves I touch aspiring maturity. In the future, I picture myself teaching to the young. I give my all to my 4-year-old sister. Money and love, all of the above. The drags under my eyes are getting blacker from too much purple pain. I still hear Jesus calling up my name. I am what I am, a fully grown man, making a mark in this century. We can make new changes, but you can't change what is meant to be. I'm caught in a catastrophe of never pay for the lobotomy. A resolution is to shed peace, erasing all my animosity. It's all a matter of time, debate, await the final outcome for this deep-rooted trilogy to impact the overall vicinity. I continue to pray, array in San Jose, my domain. I maintain my everyday mind spray with no delays. Since the crucifixion, a day's been long waited a mission. My ethics of non-fiction, a worthy type of diction. Is it too late to change your thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my head? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my head? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late?
Wonder why the directions of life enter what era of the blind. I sit back and try to find ways to incline, dividing mind with situations at hand, and not understanding what definitions are planned across the globe. Mentally I span in this world of ignorance. Since to make sense, I forget the past tense and straight up rinse. Negative vibes in my atmosphere. Hear the angels calling my name, but the fame is not the same. Who's to blame in this planet? Not understand it. Branded with questions marked in my head. Directions are led to path. Individuals, critical mass, materialistic ways are a thing of the past. I try to grasp myself, forget where I failed before. What's in store? Faultiness I ignore. I'm looking out the front door. Ideas to explore. Words from the core you can't ignore. Expressions leaking from my pores. Confucius days of trife. It's time to get my life out of the swarm. Is it too late to be born? Is it too late? Is it too late to be born? Is it too late to change the thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change the thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change the thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change the thoughts in my mind? Is it too late?
Is it too late for a revolution to occur? Is it too late to realize myself, your reflection is a blur? Now is it too late to help to verbally challenge or disturb thoughts and ideas or complex fears of mankind? But most are blind as time keeps slipping. Commerciality of rap keeps dipping to new forms of musical expressions. An art of depression inside my profession. 360 degrees of the mind is my lesson. Poetic impressions of planet. Views and morality is never slanted. So what I have seems that I've been enchanted with numerous members over the 408 type of perimeter. With thoughts kinda similar. Never shall we surrender. But is it too late? But this mighty empire controls its fate. When majestic power is to create, I am an individual days man from the left side of this land. And my motives are clear to uplift my peers. We must persevere because it seems that the end is near. The end is near. Is it too late to change your thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my head? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my mind? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late? Is it too late to change your thoughts in my head? Is it too late? Is it too late?
In this world, all I got. In the end, all I got. In this world, all I got. In the end, all I got is Hitman. Body and mind. Body and mind. In this world, all I got. In the end, all I got is body and mind.
I had to put a halt to my intake of weed. Reality checks were sneaking up on me when I was sleeping. I had to make a mental note of what I really need. Cause every step in life, faulty fools might be creeping. It's such a small scene in this bay. Gotta play your cards right or escape from your problems. You hopped on the flight, but you're running from your problems so they won't cease. They only grow within your mind and got potential to increase. Magnified by the fears of your youth, and the truth lies inside. Check your inner mind for proof. And you'll find most of the answers in yourself. Once financial isn't first, and you love your mental health. I was becoming hella hard to approach, but I seen both sides. They can't admit that I hurt. Within this soul, my great relief is imagination. Combined with faith and belief in life, I reach for patience. Not really knowing when or where my shit will end, but when I go out, at least I know I have some friends and family. Everything. Body and mind. Your body and mind. Your body and mind. Your body and mind. In this
saying? In the world, all I got.
No evil has struck harder than religious opinion. When the truth comes to us, it is clouded by our prejudices and preconceptions, along with the veils of secrecy. Our dreams are reality while they last, thinking that man is supreme over institutions, not they over him. Some call it order. The well-being of their order is their first great law, so they cause disorder. We are sacrificial lambs and the earth is their altar. You're being misled consciously because you're being controlled subconsciously. Have you ever had a thought but also thought, that can't be my thought? I would never think like that. Have you ever had a thought but also thought, that can't be my thought? I would never think like that. Question everything. Question everything. All that we see is illusion. All thoughts you have are perceived as your own. Defend your mind in psychological welfare. Project Moonraker. Project Moonscan. Read about EEGs. Cancel AT&T. Face the truth.
We all need to be aware of this strategy being used against us in context to power, especially again with the New Age movement, mind control, and on the highest levels, organized occultism and religions, and all this shit that has been used as destructive consciousness overlay to control the minds and perceptions of the population, and even harder with individuals who are actually working to access levels of truth. Now to the distortions again, the Emerald Tablets, also known as the Ashayana Deane Tablet, or Tabula Ashayana, is a compact and cryptic piece of the Hermetica, reputed to contain the secret of the prima materia and its transmutation. It was highly regarded by European alchemists in the Middle Ages as the foundation of their art in context to the Hermetic tradition. Although alchemy was only one topic among many in the Hermetica, in the European Middle Ages, Hermes as an archetype became known as the legendary first alchemist, and alchemy as the Hermetic art. And see, again, I'm here to refute this notion in context to Odin. Regardless of this, the Hermetica ranged in content from medical, astrological, and magical trustees to much of the theosophical ruminations on the redemption of the spirit through gnosis. This association to the Hermetica between practical alchemy and spiritual gnosis found its way into alchemical theory through later authors. These writings, which have greatly influenced the Western esoteric tradition, were considered to be of great importance during both the Renaissance and the Reformation. And I'm going to state again, as I did before, that the occult needs a fresh reformation. This, to the agenda of the Thothians, though, was to create the right-wing brotherhoods, specifically, keeping the dark working concealed on the front with religion. Everything in context here was to keep these things connected to their grid works, giving out just enough to play on certain codes, holding humanity back from the full knowledge of what was going on, working to hold back whatever knowledge they could in context to the Codex of Albion. The 11th pillar is part of this, but it's not everything. There is much, much more in context to the planetary Templar. And it was during this time that Thoth became the revered author of what spawned many esoteric texts among the Middle Kingdom timelines. He incarnated as a magician and Egyptian priest. And it's to note here, in context to Thoth as an archetype, Thoth is not the author of Hermeticism. I'll say it again. Thoth is not the author of Hermeticism. No. All of those teachings go back to the ancient wisdom councils, along with many other things that are still yet to be unearthed again, that run in correspondence with everything. The cult of Thoth continued to grow and thrive, which gave rise to the growing popularity of the counterfeit system of Hermeticism. in context to the transcripts given over to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and is to know, again, that the knowledge of Hermetics in context to what was originally held within the 11th pillar disc of the Magi Grail Shaman. During the time of the Greek and Roman empires, and after the conquest of Alexander the Great, Thoth took his position as the false one true God. His true intention was to immortalize himself as the God of all gods, hijacking humanity's divine birthright in order to keep us from accessing these records ourselves. Thoth set himself up to be the intermediary which humans would be forced to return to. And in order to gain access to any truthful content contained in our ancient occult history, studying cosmic law, knowing of interdimensional origins, alchemical principles, and working under the unifying theological principles of oneness, all of the counterfeit is what takes you away from that within yourself with the higher force. Some 13,000 years ago, another major event was the cause point with the Brotherhood of the Snake, when they took their place of spiritual government with the Sumerian Draconian Empire, who were again working through the Thothian sect. Thoth became corrupt by his unrestrained access, not knowing first of all how to be the master of his own free will. He became fearful and arrogant, with a hardcore lust for power over others. And see, you can even go read what he wrote in the Emerald Tablets for yourselves and see what the fuck I'm talking about here. And it's right at the start in Tablet 1, as you will read, quote, "Beware, O men of Chem, if ye falsely betray my teaching. I shall cast ye down into darkness of the caves from whence ye came. Betray not my secrets to the men of the north or the men of the south, lest my curse fall upon you." And as it says further in Tablet 1, "Great were my people in ancient days, great beyond the conception of the quote-unquote little people now around me." And so see now, you're going deeper here in context to what I mentioned, where our people hail from. Our people hail from the Great North. Now you can see, even with this little bit, how this bastard looked upon our ancestors with contempt. And the fact is, the Thothian sect took over regions of spiritual procedure and replaced it with government when magic became corrupt in Kemet. Know that the pyramids here in context were not built by Thoth, as it is stated in the Emerald Tablets. They were here long ago during the time of Pangaea, and is when Kemet was thriving as one of the many regions of the Atlantean legacies. The Hermes Trismegistus, which is simply the Greek name for Thoth, it is to note that it was the Greeks and Romans who ended up deifying and inverting pretty much all of the works of the ancient Kemetan peoples. And after all this shit went down in context to the cult of Mithras, which again came through the Sumerian Draconian Empire before this happened, the earliest Greeks in context were the Etruscans. And with all of this continued gasconade of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, it is to state as fact that they have only ever achieved a pseudo-immortality in the lower astral grid works within the fourth dimension. They are the dark masters of dark alchemy and dark sorcery, taking the energy of all life, the cult of the black sun of Setu, which was and still is the real foundational dark philosophy and doctrine of the Thothian sect here in context, to the inversion of Tahuti, hailing the Brotherhood of the Snake, hailing the cult of Baal Lilith, and every other death cult among the dark priest class of antiquity who are still now present in our reality field. The Emerald Tablet of Thoth, again, is the stolen, accumulated knowledge that was compiled having partial access to reading the original creation codex contained within the records of the ancient wisdom councils. In turn, Its knowledge was encrypted by the Thothian sect to gain power over others, which is why you also need to know it and study it. See, you need to study fucking everything. I'm not one that's gonna put a cap on anything that you can look into. Look into it, but be objective and know the fucking difference to how things actually work here. And see, it's not to say that there isn't truth in the Emerald Tablets, because there fucking is. So you still don't understand how so much of the fucking shit out there has been powdered in fragments to play on certain codes. And you need to know the difference when it comes to all of this and what the true origins of it really is. Know this, that there is much more to what individuals have been limited to, even though I can undoubtedly say that the Kabbalion is viable. You've got to take it deeper into the art and science. You must know thyself, and you must know your own psychology. You must know your own mechanics. You must know your own unique trajectory. It is time to take your power back. It is time to take your mind back. When Thoth, which literally means thought, betrayed wisdom, that is when all of this happened. And lastly, when your thought is not in alignment with proper knowledge and wisdom and truth, you are caught in all of the nets, traps, and snares set up by the House of the Net. So know it. That is the real secret when it comes to Thoth. Thoth means thought, which is why it is all about your state of mind. Which is why you must learn how to master your thought and emotion in order to be in alignment, taking it back to the moon, to all of those that have been initiated into our mystery school. This is one of the most important segments I've ever presented here on Black Earth Productionz, in context to everything. This is Sethikus Boza, Black Earth Productionz. Understanding, understanding, and overstanding how mentalism empowers the individual. It's to grasp the laws of the mental universe and apply the same things in action to our well-being and advancement. And giving yourself to this knowing is vital for your well-being and progression. With the master keys in our possession, we can unlock all the doors of our mental and psychic temple in proper knowledge with wisdom via the intelligence of the awakened heart. And that's within the vortex of the heart center. So the true intelligence of the mind is found in that place. And when you tune the thought and emotion in alignment with the vortex of the intelligence of the heart center, you bring it back into alignment. For knowledge without wisdom is useless. Proper knowledge and wisdom. Back now, again, from yet another break, into this very extensive dissertation to the betrayal of Thoth and the rise of Asar. And now we can, knowing the difference, giving Thoth his proper position as an archetype to the ancient wisdom councils, which is the office of your mind. It is the office of your own thought and connection and conviction to the core intelligence, and is what needs to drive the will force of true intelligence in our lives.
How is that true intelligence influencing and driving your lives? right? That's what matters in this. And yeah. Matt, Theo, what's cracking, y'all? Cheers. At 5 in the AM here in France. Let me catch up on some comments real quick. Fuck, yo. 10 years for real, brother? Man, thank you so much, yo. So, you probably know what's up with how things have unraveled to this point. Have y'all gotten and smoking that joint? Not to be the one to anoint, but yeah. You're in Mexico, man? With the daughter. Hope you're a happy father, yo. Teaching the ways of the mystic with the proper logistics. Yeah, yo. Appreciate it, yo. Thank you. Thank you. And of course, we got some shit from. Thank you so much. Of course, I need this kind of shit that's gonna boost my views and whatever the fuck. And people like yourselves need to subscribe to yourselves more than anything else. So thanks, but no thanks. You know, like. There's a lot more in store than what folks could even beg to even bargain for. And this one's all for free. All on me. Mon ami. Mais oui. Hope y'all are doing well on this marvelous Monday morning, evening, whatever time. I don't know. I'm living that non-linear lifestyle. And yeah. All right, where is this? All right, cool. So, yeah, bon appetit, yo. With the proper soul food to ingest and digest and not regress but evolve. Let the cycle revolve to something Anubis. I thought you knew this. Yeah. Ooh. I like those numbers, though. That's eternal shit. Fuck yeah, Matt. Hell yeah. Shields up. That's what's up. And yeah, so. You got beets, radishes, onions, garlic, a little snarlic. That's what's up. And yeah, I'm down with that dragon or draconian slaying bullshit. Healthy as long as yeah, the Hare Krishnas, that's some weird dogmatic sect of some weird ass religion type of shit. I'm glad you noticed that, Matt, for real. So, but yeah, I'm gonna play a 1 hour snippet from a 7-hour segment of a lot of what this mix was based off of and influenced from. As I mentioned from the beginning, in case you didn't catch that from the get-go, which I don't expect a whole lot of folks to, get from A to B at this point and all that stuff. It's all good, regardless. I'm still in awe of a lot of just the music and messages displayed and portrayed throughout the past 2 hours. That's some shit right there, And we're going to keep it rolling with that hardcore and heartcore truth straight out the booth of Black Earth Productionz. And I got to give so much respect to Sethikus Boza, because that is pretty much my favorite YouTube channel. I'm not going to lie about that. I've already mentioned it in public on a couple of videos before. But, all right, caught up on comments. All right, cool. So, yeah, this is from his 7-hour magnus opus of the betrayal of Thoth. Kind of what's been alluded to for the past 2 hours via music and sound samples from his truly. Does that work? Anyways.
My point here is the fact that the Dark One's purpose never changes. No matter the tactics, and their agenda has always been the same. They are simply consistently reinventing to conceal its true purpose. The I am I, or I conform I, is Thoth, and is the rod and ring symbol of the Omega via I, Omega I, or the Metatron, Choronzon, or Thoth, the thrice great 333. They are the Alpha and Omega Centauri, in context to Yahweh, in context to Jehovah, in context to Ya'aldabaoth, in context to Saklis, in context to Abraxas, in context to Zu, and I can go on and on and on. Welcome back, everyone. This is Sethikus Boza, Black Earth Productionz, Blue Flame Healing Arts, and Occult Science. Now go back to thinking about the cataclysms for a second. Have any of you ever seen images of the Eye of the Sahara? If you've not seen that, you need to fucking see this shit. And tell me that major shit did not go the fuck down there. In fact, all of this in context is a major part of the Atlantean conspiracies to the agendas of the Brotherhood of the Snake. You also have to understand that we are up against masterminds here. All of this is major proof to not only what happened in Saqqara, Egypt, but also in the Sahara Desert, akin to Choronzon 333. It was the same kind of fucking ritual that they did to bring Choronzon through, going back to what happened in Saqqara, and is to say that these things indeed happened, and that the world that you have been told is the world is a fucking lie to blind you from the truth. And on a note, two things: in the Sahara Desert, radiative dust storms here in context are literally blowing away the sands of time and throwing the sand all over the earth, similar to what Choronzon did to bridge gap into the earth realm within the magic triangle it was invoked into by Crowley and Newberg. The annunaki are hymns to the 7 Matu gods, the Arcadian hymns about the 7 harmful spirits. And to the hymn is the quote, "They are destructive reptiles, the winds that create evil. As an evil reptile, as an evil wind who marches in front are they. Children monstrous, get ma'utu, monstrous sons are they, messengers of the pest, throne bearers of Baal Lilith, the whirlwind, Matu, poured upon the land. As above, the 7 are gods to the widespread heaven. So below, the 7 are gods of the widespread earth. The 7 are the gods, 7 in number. 7 evil gods are they. 7 evil demons are they. In heaven, they are 7. In earth, they are 7. Bent light are they." And see, I'm going to stop right there. The Sabiti, 7, are personified weapons of Anu and Zu. 7 is the symbol of bent light. This ritual is designed to invoke Thoth for full-on possession. This is a summoning and indirect feedback loop. This is a summoning and indirect feedback loop that was unleashed over 26,000 years ago to play itself out again and again and again for infinity. And see, even though Thoth as an archetype in context is what the office of Tahuti is to do with, to what the Greeks and Romans encrypted, with the black sun cult of Mithras, an inversion of Hermetics to Sethian consciousness, in reflection to Sethu or Set. It moves even further to the inverted distortions in context, and it was Thoth that has offered these teachings to humanity. This is what you have been dished by your precious Thoth, and it's spread like a virus even harder over the last 15 to 20 years now. Because that is what was decided among the dark priesthoods in context to the New Age movement. And see, even in the Egyptian Book of the Dead, Thoth is promoted as god of the underworld, which is actually who? Sethu, or Set, who is now in the position taking over the office of Anubis as gatekeeper, playing the hearts of those who are passing, when in truth, he was only ever and originally the scribe of Anubis, who is the true gatekeeper of the gates of Amente, in context to the ancient Kemetan Egyptian mythos. And it's to note that Anubis is not a jackal. The jackal is Sethu. The jackal is Thoth. Anubis is the black wolf, who is also akin to the Ulfidnar. And so when this happened, Thoth took the power to decide whether or not a soul was worthy to enter the halls. But see, you will never get into the halls of Amente by going route with their inverted teachings, to which he assumed all authority over. And it's nothing to do with leaving it up to the individual to decide for themselves whether or not they're going to pass through those gates and come into alignment. And this is why right now, Pluto in Libra, which is generation Anubis, my generation, and Pluto in Scorpio generation, which is generation Horus, are at war with Pluto in Leo generation, with the encryptions that were beset with Pluto in Leo generation and every single fucking generation before that, in context to the baby boomers generation Set. And see, now all of this is coming back around again in our time, because on the wheel, this is when everything went down in context to the procession of the last 26,000 years. Now is when we are meant to take it the fuck back. And it's to note here also that there is no difference between Asar, who is Osiris, and Horus. And the torch is being passed to our generations, going all the way back to what it states in the Kemetan mythos that Anubis and Horus go to war with Sethu. And that is the hour we are in right fucking now in our present moments, to what planetary high magic and a lot of other things have revealed to me. Wielding this art and science myself with my personal pathwork and with specific codex, activating in light of the ancestors' awakening. It's not just happening with me, it's happening with others as well. And it goes further what is written about Thoth in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. This goes back to the knowledge of how to keep souls trapped in the cycles of reincarnation. to be fed upon by the dark gods that these motherfuckers are in alliance with. So know it. Everything that I'm saying in this segment is in fact the fucking truth. And further, it is to say again that the Thothian sect never actually reached the levels of initiation where they were able themselves to enter or travel into the halls of Amente. They just want to keep everyone from entering themselves, because if you enter yourself, you're going to know what they can't know. They are not the gatekeepers. You are the gatekeeper of your own soul. You are the master and commander of your own existence. What you decide, what you choose to create is going to be what you are left with. And the gods and the ancestors who have preceded us in context of blood code, soul code, genetics, this is what they have to take. And this is what we have to take back for not only ourselves, but for them in context to healing the ancestors, so that we stop fuel lining the grid works of the dark gods and reclaim with force our eternal fucking birthright, and give position back to the gods and goddesses of their due position in office as an archetype of consciousness. And with all of this continued gasconade of the emerald tablets of Thoth, it is to state as fact that they have only ever achieved a pseudo-immortality in the lower astral grid works within the fourth dimension. They are the dark masters of dark alchemy and dark sorcery, taking the energy of all life, the cult of the black sun of Setu, which was and still is the real foundational dark philosophy and doctrine of the Thothian sect here in context, to the inversion of Tahuti, hailing the Brotherhood of the Snake, hailing the cult of Baal Lilith, and every other death cult among the dark priest class of antiquity who are still now present in our reality field. Now, it's important to note that Akhenaten was informed of the Thothian sect's true alliance to the Brotherhood of the Snake before his reign, and was, as far as I am concerned, prepared by them to be their linchpin in spreading dark sorcery for the feeding of blood sacrifices and loosh into the counterfeit Thothian gridworks of consciousness even harder during his reign, which was established for powering up the gridworks of the dark magicians and indoctrinating the masses into atomism and monotheism. Akhenaten abolished honoring the ancestors in context of the gods and goddesses of Kemet, which bled out into every culture throughout the centuries as one of the main agendas to enslave all 12 of the original human race lines, and all that he had influenced in Egyptian culture in context to the law of one hive mind drone agenda on the inversion tactic to these principles. And see, you don't even know what the fuck the law of one means, most of you. And from this, the cult of Thoth continued to grow and thrive, which gave rise to the growing popularity of the counterfeit system of Hermeticism in context to the transcripts given over to the emerald tablets of Thoth, and is to know, again, that the knowledge of Hermetics in context to what was originally held within the 11th pillar disc of the Magi Grail Shaman during the time of the Greek and Roman empires, and after the conquest of Alexander the Great. Thoth took his position as the false one true God. His true intention was to immortalize himself as the God of all gods, hijacking humanity's divine birthright in order to keep us from accessing these records ourselves. Thoth set himself up to be the intermediary which humans would be forced to return to. And in order to gain access to any truthful content contained in our ancient occult history, studying cosmic law, knowing of interdimensional origins, alchemical principles, and working under the unifying theological principles of oneness, all of the counterfeit is what takes you away from that within yourself with the higher force. Some 13,000 years ago, another major event was the cause point with the Brotherhood of the Snake, when they took their place of spiritual government with the Sumerian Draconian Empire, who were again working through the Thothian sect. They sent delegations of priests to other parts of the world, and among these were some of the pyramid priests, These dark priests carried with them copies of the emerald tablets of Thoth as a talisman by which they could exercise authority over less advanced races to the descendants of the 12 original race lines. These tablets were used as a power differential, giving them the quote-unquote authority of Thoth. These dark priests traveled to Central and South America with their copies and talismans and came into direct contact with the ancient Olmec Mayan race lines, who have always held much to what they were given as overseers in context to their Magi Grail shaman dragon lineages. The Thothians did settle with them, and it was only after they were able to infiltrate and subvert the ranks of the Olmec Mayan shaman lines, converting them over generations in context to blood sacrifice to the sun god, which became a daily spectacle. Now, most of you have seen Apocalypto. If you haven't seen Apocalypto, you need to go check out Apocalypto. Apocalypto was the fucking result. And see, that shit was going down before the Inquisitions started to happen. And to this further, it is documented that the emerald tablets of Thoth, in context to the talismans that were brought there by these dark priests, were later placed beneath an altar in one of the temples of the Olmec Mayan sun god. It was a covert operation, which later led up to the conquest and inquisition of the Olmec Mayans by the Spaniards by way of the Black Sun death cult. And Central America is where the slaughter hit the fucking hardest, with the Aztecs, with the Mayan, with the Incan tribes, all in the name of the Black Sun, all in the name of Thoth, all in the name of Setu, all in the name of Yahweh, all in the name of Jehovah. See, it's all the same fucking shit here, and it was all the same behind the scenes. And the fact is that the Olmec Mayan were destroyed from the inside out and from the outside in. After all this happened, the temples were abandoned, and much of what was before the dark rituals were instated became lost and buried under the throes of time. Now, I do have access to the Cosmic History Chronicles, and I do practice the Olmec Mayan system of planetary high magic in context to astropsychology. It's very fucking advanced shit, though, as a part of what I get into with our initiates as well. And see, I've sat at the top of the moon pyramid in Tenochtitlan. And when I sat at the top of the moon pyramid in 1997, I got flashes and memories come back to me of a lot of things I didn't understand. And for some reason, I was drawn to the moon pyramid specifically. And again, as I sat there, I went into the core of who I am, and I watched everything I just shared with you revealed, again, before I found any reference for it. And though a lot of this has been buried under the throes of time, some of what has been recovered all goes back to the Hunabku, to the real animist traditions of the Olmec Mayan race lines, and is a part of what I encourage our initiates again to study in preparation for unfoldment coming into the true universal tree of life. This is why those Central and South America have been converted to Catholicism and is still the state religion to this day. Now, getting into some more psychology, I want to give more insight to the tactics being used against you. And the main thing I'm going to get into here is paltering. Paltering is a mind control tactic used when someone shares bits of truth in order to tell lies. Here in context, knowingly, or in very rare cases, it can happen unwittingly because of certain levels of ignorance. Here, though, I'm talking about those that do this shit on purpose. They use truthful accounts to promote a larger agenda, to a mass deception that is being manipulated to control the perception of others around them, given over to a certain narrative. Now, with all of this, and with anything I have ever presented on Black Earth Productionz, do not ever just take my word for anything. Look into all of these matters for yourself and work to come to your own conclusions with things, whether to add to the equation with things that are revealed. And if you study, you will come to see that these things cannot be refuted. And see, we cannot be in the place of deceiving ourselves or one another. And it takes work to know certain things. It's not just going to be handed to you. And though some of you are listening right now, you are not hearing a goddamn thing I am saying. Just wait until you hear it resounding within your blood and your bones, just like it is with me. That's the fucking difference here. Let alone the complexities that present themselves to actually be paradoxical and mysterious. It is for the purpose of demystifying things, coming to the actual fucking truth. Paltering is the method that lying psychopaths use to help themselves maintain an honest, quote-unquote, trustworthy image with an alleged good reputation, all the while committing deception and telling bold-faced lies upon whatever platform they can, whether at the podium of politics, whether it's behind the pulpits of religion, CNN, Fox News, all we know to what is happening in Hollywood, and all the other ways it can happen in individuals' daily lives. The Thothian Dark Luciferians appear to have invented and perfected this lying technique throughout the ages. And paltering is about misleading people with truthful statements so they perceive something inaccurately, made to believe, to think that it's the truth, and use this technique to cover up any evidence contrary to the narrative being propagated. The Dark Luciferians are master liars and frequently use paltering, which is used to mislead individuals. And one way you can tell if something's true is that there's going to be confirmations in connection to it, just like it is with any other scientific experiment. And allowing people to wrongly interpret certain things without the necessity to call things out. It is another tactic used in order to mislead individuals and to keep them stupid. Take it back to the wizard's first rule. It's these forces who have consistently used paltering techniques in order to deliver us to our own ignorance. See, this is where the fuck they lead you. They lead you into the darkness of ignorance without you even knowing that you're in total fucking darkness. And see, what you need to be introducing yourself to is your ignorance, going into that place of pain, going into that place of indifference, going into the place of your own bias, your anxiety, your anger. These are all the things that we have been conditioned against to be unfeeling, drone, zombie motherfuckers. And when everything sinks into the idea that quote unquote God has abandoned us, we miss the point of incarnation. And see, it's up to us to make our lives and this world a better place and break the chains of playing the fucking victim and empower yourselves with fervor to the overflow of the Ace of Cups and recognize the true intentions and tactics and systems of magic that these dark forces are using against you, dangling nuggets of truth laced with poison. It has always been for the sole purpose of destroying the Alfarian Codex within humanity's race line, Codex, and knowledge of what is beyond their gridworks of control. And something else I want to touch upon real quick is the idea that Lucifer is the God of all knowledge and is who really rules the earth, which in turn is nothing more than a branch off of the AI God of religion in context to the Jehovian and Yahweh collectives. And it's to note that there is no Christianity outside of the Satanic Church. I'll say it again. There is no Christianity outside of the Satanic Church. The Satanic Kirk. Cersei. They're one and the same on the polarity. And unless convinced to believe in their one true God, Savior programming, gaslighting tactics are encrypted to this by interdimensional parasites. And see, it's all going to hit you on an unconscious, subconscious level. It's these half-truths which lead you into the lies, which you can't recognize, to the fact that you do not know how these motherfuckers actually operate. You might know a little bit. I'm not going to bypass or undermine anybody else's experience or what they know to anything. It's just to understand that this technique is more encrypted to be decrypted than I can even fucking put in words. Okay? It is ultra fucking complicated. In context to our language, the English language in and of itself is an unbelievably twisted language. And getting into study with etymology is a major part of this practice. You have to know the words that you are speaking in order to master speech, in order to master evocation, and with a lot of the things that I actually do in context to my practice when it comes to magic, I do not use the English language, especially when it comes to the sigils I make. Now we're running up onto 4 hours of content with the 4th installment of the Magi Grail Shaman series, the betrayal of Thoth and the rise of Asar, and I still have a lot more to share with you. Get back and crawl away from me, thou snake. Be drowned in the lake of the abyss, at the place where thy father hath commanded that thine slaying shall be carried out. Be far removed from the abode of Ra, and where you trembled. Get back, thou trickster, at the knives of his bent light. Thy words have fallen because of Ra. Thy face is turned back by the gods. Thy head is cut off. Thy heart is cut out. Thou art put in chains that you have imposed. Crawl away, Rerik, snake enemy of Ra, thou who escaped massacre in the east of the sky. At the sound of the roaring storm, thou shalt not become erect, Apep. Thou shalt not copulate, Apep. Opposition is made against thee, ye who Ra hates when he looks upon thee. I am the flame which shines on the brows of the chaos gods. I am the flame, son of flame. Get back, thou who shalt be decapitated. Thy face shall be away. Thy head shall be removed. Thy bones shall be broken. Thy tail shall be cut off. For the earth herself hath commanded thee. Let no evil opposition come forth from thy mouth against me. I bind and banish Setu, he who can raise a tumult in the horizon of the sky, on whose will is destruction. I bind and banish Setu, so saith Odin, the terrible one. This is Sethikus Boza, Black Earth Productionz, Blue Flame, Healing Arts, and Occult Science. And to that evocation, let that be the theme of focus as I continue forth with this dissertation. Scattered throughout the world's many sacred books and quote-unquote holy texts, individuals are filtering these things through the lens of their limited perceptions. I don't give a fuck about your opinion or how you feel when it comes to certain things. Without knowing the game here in context, you will not know how to interpret certain things. And if one has truly purified the mind field and body and spirit to soul code to blood code essence to such an extent to develop the capacity to have intuitive spiritual discernment, you might actually come to the place of being capable of recognizing truth versus lies in reflection to paltering. And without connection to the higher force from within your core, that is the main thing here. And in connection to the higher force itself, it will be confirmed if something is true. In all the different ways, the truth, who is the true master teacher of our order, will show you many of these elements that can be studied and revealed beyond the paltering tactics being used against you. Through stillness, through observation, and a pure heart in alignment with true intelligence. All of this can be very hard, but it can be achieved. And you have to focus, and you have to be dedicated. See, each individual must come to understand the natural world and the forces to which creation is forged. No longer can we as individuals believe that eventual God abandoned us through the exile and classification of humanity as sinners worthy of eternal torment. Yeah, people are fucking stupid. People are fucked up. People deserve a lot of what they actually bring upon themselves. And then you want to cry out to a God or blame something else to save you or to project upon? You see how badly fucked you are in context to that state of mind? No, people are going to bring their own torment upon themselves. Take it back to the law of cause and effect. So you can't blame anyone for the fucked up circumstances in your life? What the fuck are you going to do about it? See, again, it is time that we become mature and stop blaming God or stop blaming the gods or the motherfucking government or the dark forces. Instead, turn the fuck around, look into the mirror, and blame yourself for not waking the fuck up to do anything to change this shit in your own existence. And then become the cause point, blazing the darkness, being that torch within the black night so that others may have a chance to see themselves. And no matter how big or small it may seem, it all absolutely matters. And as the dark Luciferian and satanic forces would have you believe to what they have disseminated, it's to know that the greatest levels of truthful knowledge about humanity's origins have been concealed. And this is why. This is why. And they must be accessed from within yourself if we are going to continue to tap into the original content and teaching of the ancient wisdom councils. And see, the false teaching, it's still being promoted right this moment by those using truths to tell their lies. These are the great case studies that one must take on and filter through all of the tactics that have been encrypted over the last 26,000 years. We all need to be aware of this strategy being used against us in context to paltering, especially again with the New Age movement, mind control, and on the highest levels, organized occultism and religions, and all this shit that has been used as destructive consciousness overlay to control the minds and perceptions of the population, and even harder with individuals who are actually working to access levels of truth. Again, it's to recognize, as I've stated again and again, that there is no arrival point with truth. And without the proper foundation, you will never get past certain gates. But with the right foundation, you will discover every reconciliation of this paradox that needs to be the burning thorn within the core that is screaming for its reconciliation. That is that silent scream that you cannot quench. That is that pain beyond all pain that you are terrified to go into, because if you do, it will reveal to you who you really are beyond it. And that is what you have been conditioned to be most afraid of, is who the fuck you really are. Next, in preparation for the universal gates that are opening with this segment, and with those that are doing the real work, I want to now touch upon the Dark Luciferian Knights Templar, who have been instrumental in the enforcement of the Atlantean conspiracy. And for thousands of years, they have effectively carried out their cause to this, which was specifically expressed during the Crusades, and were initially intended to destroy any artifacts or historical evidence of the Atlantean colonies, and for further control of the stargates within the Earth grid itself. And at best, to anything with them, you're only going to get a distorted view of any remaining evidence of ancient builder technology that was in Atlantis. So to misdirect public attention, they have also spread falsified Atlantean maps in order to lead astray any competing factions desiring to dominate the Earth territories by finding and using powerful ancient vortices. The Dark Luciferian Anu-Draconian races forged the Dark Luciferian Knights Templar as a part of the military ranks of the Dark Priest class, with another purpose, which was also to force interbreeding and hybridization to keep people and their offspring into the lower astral grid works, taking their captives hostage for dark rituals as they have continued to hunt down and steal the genetic codex. And all of this goes back to the agenda that started with the Annunaki. It's nothing that hasn't been happening for thousands and thousands of years. If you go back and listen to the first Magog Rail Shaman installment with the Jedi Codes of the Nartmangu, I talk about what happened to the Carpathians that came forth from the Caucasus Mountains in Russia after the Ice Age, back in 13,000 BC. It didn't happen overnight, but it was the same fucking thing that was unleashed. And again, women were the main targets. This was to get the instructions for the original Egyptian seers based in alignment with their codex, with the Alfarian Human DNA Codex of Maldek. And see, this would be consistently experimented upon in genetic labs, intending to replace the original 12 race lines and tribal bloodline codex. The goal with them has been to obliterate the genetic key code which exists between all of the 12 original race lines and their respective Magi Grail shaman, who are the true gatekeepers of the stargates of consciousness, not only for themselves, but showing their people how to make access themselves. And the Dark Ones have worked over the aeons to insert imposter genetics through these dark Luciferian lineages that would be able to open up planetary stargates in order to gain control over them. And the hybridization attempt for creating the super race to one race above all others. And see, if anyone's done any sort of actual research and study, you know what that goes back to in context to Jews that call themselves Jews. And everything they've done is based upon Tarian Egyptian seer prototypes made from genetic experiments using Ruby Sun DNA templates that had originated from the ancient wisdom councils and the Magi Grail shaman. And too many have rejected the opportunity for biospiritual regenesis to cleanse and purge these things out of your bloodlines. Because listen, every single race, tribe, and culture and lineage has been affected by this. As to the cry of the ancestors, this is what we must heed as individuals if we are going to see the world change for real. Taking action to your own personal pathwork. Again, this is not a movement. This is not a group. It is going to be up to every single individual to take action on this themselves for those to whom it's meant, and working to teach the truth of what I just mentioned. Otherwise, you've been tricked to be in alliance with the Thothian dark Luciferian agendas, whether you realize it or not. And in context to the overlay and having to take full responsibility for this as individuals, again, mentorship is being offered with a revolving door in context to initiation into the occult, with our mystery school working with individuals one-on-one, teacher to student, teacher to student, and a pathwork of the true rites of passage into what the biospiritual regenesis reveals. I have my mentors that I hold myself accountable to, and I have many that I'm mentoring as well. We follow the law of Gebo, which is the law of equal energy exchange. And in order to keep the currency flowing, you got to take it back to the protocol of the ancient ancestors and how they actually conducted themselves in context to all of this. And it's to know that this is going to take years for the individual to unfold in context to your personal pathwork. And I'm doing the exact same thing over here on my end, everybody. Since the Dark Luciferian Knights Templar were established, another major timeline trigger event I want to touch upon is what happened with the Druidic invasions 9,500 years. Everything was replaced by organizations such as Freemasonry, the Knights Templar, the Knights of Malta, the OTO, Order of the Mystic Shrine, Skull and Bones, Order of the Rosicrucians, the Order of the Jesuits, the Temple of Sethu, and many, many other secret societies, lodges, dark lodges, and magic orders, which persist with a similar Thothian sect inverted slant of hermetic esoteric knowledge, among many other things in context, pulling strings on both sides of the spectrum, like I was talking about, when it comes to both the left wing and the right wing brotherhoods. And see, I've been hammering this for the last 2 to 3 fucking years now, and people still can't see how they are caught in context to organized occultism. You still have many veils to pierce here in context to knowing how this actually fucking works on the highest levels in our reality field. Ordo ab Chao. That is their motto. And it's to mention with the same orders among the sisterhoods going back to the cult of Baal Lilith, all have their roots specifically tied, and all of this leading into what I really want to get into with this segment now, and it's going to be very, very important to the course of this entire dissertation. Everything that I just mentioned in context to the teaching and doctrine of the house of the net. The house of the net. And see, this is everything to do with the temple of Thoth via the house of the net, which was the name given to the temple of Thoth in Hermopolis. Taking things deeper now, there has been many mentions of mystical and magical nets throughout and within the ancient mythologies. And I often say myself that we need to be aware of the nets, traps, and snares that have been laced out, okay? This is everything that I'm going to explain to you now in context to the temple of Thoth, which is the house of the net, Kemenu, the city of eight, and Het Abit. And from a chapter contained in a ritual, here in context to the doctrine of the Thothian sect, it speaks of this net. The dead and deceased regarded it with horror and detestation. Its poles, its ropes, its weights, its small cords, and its hooks all had names of which the practitioner was obliged to learn. And only if he wished to escape from it so that he could make use of it to quote unquote catch food for himself instead of being caught by those who laid these snares. Interpreting this from a mystical standpoint, it is to do with the doctrine of the pseudo-rebirth, taken from the concept of rising from the dead. That is to say, of the spiritual resurrection of those that have died to the darkness of their ignorance and have become alive in alignment with truth. This in turn is everything to do with the false cold light and spiritual blinding. And I would venture to suggest that this net was the symbol of a certain condition within the inner nature of the conventional life of the world, which has snared mankind to the limitations of ignorance to slavery, ripped us away from the true memory of ourselves. It is the poles, the ropes, the weights, the small cords, and the hooks that were symbols of the autonomy and physiology of the physical body, and were the dark secrets learned by the adepts of the Thothian temple, which are designed to envelop the soul. For through this, the normal man and woman and child have been enmeshed into the engine of manipulated fate, even given over to what I mentioned about the manipulation of the weave of weird to that which has been woven. The individual that has received the mind of the inverted net to that which has been woven in context to the individual that has received the mind of the inversion and are thus caught in the net. Even in their scripture, it says, quote, "Come ye cast your nets, and I will make you fishers of men." Mankind is the food to which the dark ones nourish their grid works of consciousness. Thus, when people pray, P-R-A-Y via P-R-E-Y, in chapter to the ritual, it says, "Hail, thou God, God who lookest behind me, God who has gained the mystery over thine heart." The archetype here in context has two faces, which appears repeatedly in the Sumerian, Draconian, and Babylonian art in context to Janus. So to continue, I go fishing with the cordage. Hail, ye fishers, for you gave birth to your own fathers, who lay snares and traps with your nets, who go around in the chambers of the waters. It's to note here that Marduk and the Anzu bird, Anzu, or Pazazu, or Zu, hold the net. Take ye not me in the net, who are with ye, and snare the helpless fiends, and rope me not, wherewith ye roped the abominable fiends of the earth, and weighed pots that rested upon the earth. The little man says to the great man, "Lift up thyself, O Sethu, who dwellest in the divine shrine. Draw thou unto thyself the winds, and hail the north wind on the day wherein thou breathest Ma'at, and swallow thou the quessential of thy net." And to this it is to say that the four winds are the four great cosmic currents of the divine breath. And as to the north wind, being the outbreath of the great sphere, it is, as I've stated time and time again, that all of humanity hails from the great north, not just my people, although I am directly connected to the white dragon lineage, shamanic bloodlines. And now see he, Marduk, set before him with burning fire that filled his body. Marduk made a net to enclose the inward parts of Maldek in context to Tiamat. Let's see, Tiamat, in reflection to the ancient Sumerian draconian mythos, is not what the fuck I'm talking about here in context to Maldek. See, I'm willing to bet that there has been unbelievable mistranslations because people are not doing this the right way. But going back to Marduk, given to the fact that he made a net to enclose the inward parts, this goes back to the four winds that he gave to Setu, so that nothing of her could escape this. And the north wind and the east wind and the west wind he brought near to the net, to which his father Anu had given to him. And the symbol of this transformation all goes back to the rod of Hermes, which is what? The motherfucking caduceus. Okay? And see, that is the power of Thoth that binds everything into the nets, traps, and snares. It doesn't bring things together. It is the cause point for the divide and conquer, especially between men and women. And it is he who holds both the keys to heaven and hell here in context, the Alpha and the Omega. That is all of the Dark One's encryption. And people got to know the fucking difference. There are a lot of fucking things out there that people are still working with that need to be exposed for what the fuck they are. There's also the veil of Isis, which has never been raised. For the veil here in context is the spiritual nature of man himself. And to raise it, we have to transcend our limits. We have to break the bonds of death and become consciously immortal. Consciously immortal. And see, I know that's a far stretch for some of you to wrap your brain around, but this is everything that we have been cut off from. So the name of Thoth's temple literally means how it sounds. It's all of the goddamn nets, traps, and snares. Also to do with the net of Mamet, which is a forbidden gateway. And see, the net here in context to Mamet is a net which has been laid to snare a demon. And I'm going to go even deeper as I continue to progress. This is Sethikus Boza, Black Earth Productionz. I will be back again after the break.